And we're live.
Hooray! We made it! It's been so long.
It's
Welcome.
happening.
It's happening. Welcome if you are new here, and many of you are because this is our first time actually streaming directly to YouTube. Welcome. Hi, my name is Brenna. I am your Cup Runneth Over DM, and welcome to Tales from the Catacombs. This is our tabletop RPG adventure that we are thrilled to share with you. This game uses the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition D20 system and rules, and the setting is a homebrew based off of the rock album Razia Shadow by Forgive Durden. We have a brief introduction to the setting that you can read at your leisure, and I hope you will, so you can be as immersed in the world as our players are. So without further ado, please enjoy this episode of Razia's Shadow, A 1,000-Year Interlude. Let's recap. Session 13, Captain's Log. Novices explored Captain Nora's home to help them understand her worrying condition and why she had been left seemingly alone. Stayen's use of detect magic found Nora's enchanted locket, her magic dagger, and her firearm, which was still at her side beneath the bed covers. Further exploration of the upstairs led them to the study and a large portrait of a couple on their wedding day. They determined the wife to be Captain Nora. They didn't know who the husband was. On a desk, they found books and notes about combat, histories of the world, and purgers. One specific note mentioned the turtle Tunal Bennett, a famed purger captain involved in the massacre of Mossbridge. O spotted a lone page in a book with a tiny paragraph mentioning the fallen city of Gen, but it was vague in its information. Waiting for the novices downstairs was the guard on duty who finally introduced herself as Ziva. She sympathized with the group and thus didn't kick them out immediately, but she couldn't fill them in on much more. But they did confirm that the man in the portrait was Captain Elikin Asalin, captain of the guard and Nora's husband. As the novices left the rally district to put pieces together, they learned more about each other as well. Bo revealed his true age as just shy of 172 years old, and Stayen concluded that he had been at Gen when it fell, hence his deep knowledge of the incident. Snow revealed to Viola that he had to cancel his accidental date with Fate because he was in love with another woman, though it was unrequited. Viola had similar bad luck with love, but she wasn't ready to share the details. Stayen gained strong insight as to what race she really is, a question sitting in the back of her mind for years. She concluded she may be an Azamar, celestial likely touched by her goddess. It was how she determined this that was frightening. O offered to help by requesting to taste some of her blood and revealing his true nature as a Dhampir. He asked if she would keep that between them for the time being. The novices reached the rising gate, and they were immediately greeted by a familiar face. Guard Torval had a message for Viola. The Avenger sent a request that he train her personally. So, you guys are you're not far from the entrance of the Rising Gate, the southern side of the Peace District. Torval handed this note to Viola, explained briefly what it was about. He takes a polite step back after handing it to her, and he continues. He says, when your captain is able, have her sign off on this, and the Avenger will let you know as soon as he's ready to begin. I don't know when that might be more precisely. Captain Elikin was called back from an assignment just last night. Sounds like the Avenger is going to be put to task as soon as the captain gets back. I don't know any more than that yet, but he wanted to make sure his assignment request for you got moving, so here I am to deliver it. First off, I suppose I should just confirm with you. Do you accept the assignment?
Oh, of course, 100%. Like, I am so excited for this opportunity.
Perfect. And that's makes this very easy. So thank you for that.
Thank you for delivering this note, and I will try to get Captain Nora to sign it as soon as I'm able.
Excellent. Then if that's all said and done,
Using the
he
mind
nods at you.
link, Bo is going to message, Veal, is that jerk giving you problems again? Do you want us to come over?
No, everything's fine. He's given me an invitation to train with Storkum.
Are you sure it's
You
not a
hold.
trap?
I don't know. I just have a note in my hand and I haven't read it yet because it's all sealed up.
Could be poisoned.
I'm okay right now.
And you start talking to Bo using the mind link, and Torval had been saying some words that you were maybe half paying attention to because you were in your head, and you just hear him say, you hear the name Sazian, and kind of brings your attention back as he says, I've made sure Sazian knows to prepare one of the finer carts for you to travel between the districts. I was told not to let you walk and tire yourself out before any of the training sessions. But that was my entire message. I need to be going. It was a pleasure to see you again, Lady Viola, on more jovial terms, perhaps.
Thank you very much. And she'll turn and head back to the group.
All right.
Uh,
He starts to go. As he starts to leave, the coach house door opens, and you do see, leading a horse out, you see Sazian, in fact, in his black muck covered clothing, hunched over as he's gently guiding this horse out in a smaller cart. And you see one of the guards from earlier. He's throwing a few things inside of that small cart and getting ready to get inside. Just as you hear Torval's voice again, you hear him call out, Canyon! And the guy turns and looks at him. This is the same man who has that kind of tanned skin and the curly black hair. He looks up and he kind of flinches a little bit as if he's expecting to be scolded, maybe. Um, and Torval continues. He says, for the lady, she has somewhere to be. Just let it be, all right? And he looks between Torval, looks at Viola, looks back at Torval. I have a job. Oh, I'm gonna hear it. I'm gonna hear it. And Torval just kind of laughs and nods again to Viola and makes his way further into the Peace District.
Viola's gonna make her way back to the group very excitedly, and she has the note in her hand. And I got invited to train with Storkum, and then she's gonna start opening her note.
Okay. It should be available for you to see. It's up to you if you want to read it out loud or not. If you're going to share it with everyone, I can also just share it with everyone so they can see.
I can tell if she's trying to read it out loud to us.
No, I'm reading it to myself.
Okay.
It's a mind link thing.
Is there a very long note, Viola?
Kinda. I'm almost finished. I can't
Give her a
read
moment,
and
let her
hear
read.
words at the same time. I have to just like read in silence and like process what's being said, and then I can reiterate what it says to you.
So while
I
she's
fair.
reading over that, Sazian is assisting the slightly put out. You now know his name is Canyon. Getting into the smaller kind of city cart, making his way as if his shift were over.
Okay. Basically, it just says that Storkum's requesting an assignment for me to come and train in close quarters combat with him. And they're going to set a schedule for my training by communicating with Nora. And once the predetermined skill has been completed, then Storkum is going to debrief with Nora.
And how are they
And
gonna do all of this with Nora exactly?
Well, I have to get a signature from the agreeing party, which I'm guessing is Nora. So as soon as she comes to, which he said that Storkham might have to go because Captain Elikin just came back, just got called back from an assignment. DM, I'm pretty sure that's what you said.
That's what I said.
Okay.
He
he
called
just got
back
called
just
back
last night.
last night. I'm guessing because Nora, his wife, right? Didn't we figure that out at her house that those two are something?
They're married? Yes.
That's
what
the
Ziva said.
something.
That is sure something.
I'm guessing he's coming back to check on her, and Storkham's gonna have to leave probably because Captain Elikin was called back. So I don't think this is gonna be starting anytime soon, anyway. So I'm probably gonna have to wait until Nora's better to begin with.
Huh.
So his last name is Ian's. Am I saying that correctly?
Jens.
Yams.
Jens?
Jens. J-A-N-Z in common.
J. I thought that
Jens.
was an I.
It's a very
Jens.
fancy. He has nice handwriting.
He
Oh,
does have
it's
very
Stork.
articulate handwriting.
His last name is Yams?
Jans.
Yams.
Yins.
NZ at
Yams.
the end.
All right.
Can
well,
I do a history check to see if I know anything about that? If that's a family name I recognize or anything?
Absolutely may.
Well, that's a
Whose
5.
last
I'm
name is
guessing
that?
I've never heard of it in my life.
You're more hopeful than anything else, but it does not ring a bell immediately. Just like, but maybe. No.
While we're at the stables, does anybody mind if I run and check on Buttercup really quickly?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's fine. Well, how about this? Before you go check up on Buttercup, what are we planning to do from here? Like, are we thinking
Did
go get
you-
some food and then?
Oh, I will also say, Torval told the other guy, I can't remember his name, but it also started with a T, that I have a ride to and from this district to the other district whenever I want. He's supposed to let us through. So we've got like the golden ticket now.
Ooh,
Do you have it in writing?
that's
He
gonna be
said
so
me.
much easier.
I'm assuming all of us. We'll just have to use some of that confidence we were talking about.
Yeah, we're
before,
your
and he's the guide.
entourage.
Exactly.
We're not letting you go somewhere by yourself. We love you too much.
But you can go to the
Okay.
stables by yourself. That's fine. But are we thinking food then Saker's Keep then? Or are we looking for Moonridge's house? What are we doing?
Time is it? What time of day is it?
At this point, you're probably hitting close to midday. About noon. You guys started pretty early.
Oh, it's like midday meaning noon, or is that like something else? I wasn't sure the meaning.
You know, I said midday, and I was afraid you might think it was something else. But like, let's just go for noon.
Okay, that sounds good.
Well, I don't know about
Food
all
sounds
y'all, but I didn't eat breakfast, so I would love some lunch.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Maybe we can see if the one lady can
Lear?
make us Lear can make us something.
Gosh.
It's been a while since she's been around.
Your best
We can
friend in the
also
world.
find some place to eat
When did that
other
cost?
than just trying
money?
to convince our friends to. Yeah, but we have money now.
Well, we had money. Some of us just spent money.
I have more money than I have had in a long time.
Does that mean you're treating it, or?
Sure. Yeah, I'll do
All
that.
right. Well, if it's your treat, then we can go wherever you want.
Well, I don't know what the options are, but Snow will just start walking in a
Oh,
direction,
wait.
looking for places to eat.
Well, do we want her to go say Buttercup real quick?
I just want to peek at her really quickly and say hello.
Can't you communicate through
Oh
that?
yeah, we
Okay.
can. As long as we're
Okay.
within a
Yeah.
mile, we could just tell you when we find something.
Okay, sounds
We
like a
won't
plan
walk
to
that
me.
fast.
Just let me know where you guys end up going, and she will turn to head towards the stables.
Yeah, there should be at least something else to eat around here, I assume.
There are yes. Okay. So You guys start walking.
We're looking for a fine
Um,
establishment.
Cool. You can definitely find that next to the dirty stables. Give me a perception check. Snow, stay in, and Bo.
Okay, perception. For a second, I thought it was going to be. I almost called deception.
Deceive who's
I
around.
got
My
7.
forte.
That is a
12.
22.
12 and a 20. We're starting strong. First rolls of the night. You two must be ravenous. Well, Bo, you must be ravenous. Snow, at the very least, is more mindful as you're walking. But stay in. You're more mindful than the others, maybe because of that rejuvenation you had gotten earlier in the day after starting off completely and utterly exhausted. Yes, it is same day, believe it or not. So you
Been a long day.
every day for you guys is a long day. You start walking away from the stables and you pass by another one of the notice boards. Stay in. So you all notice there are a couple of what look like newly tacked up messages. Um, Long written out notes. They look very official. They have like official stamps. Stay in. As you walk towards one to see what that might be, you also notice a very long, unfurled uh, notice, like more like a poster. And you see on it, it says "Wanted," and you see the image of this armored being. It's not the best drawn, but it's fairly detailed. Of a familiar looking armored person, wanted, armed, and dangerous. With that as you will. But the two notices you see, one on Lance. Right, I have this available. Haha. One you see kind of underlined and bolded. The first thing that pops out is the title, Harvest Lamps Festival. It's a short notice that looks like an invitation to a festival of sorts. And the other, I should make these available to you in roll 20. I'll do that momentarily. The other one, the bolded words that you see on there says Ophidion's Unveiling Tour. This is a longer notice. Both of them have very official signatures on the bottom. The Unveiling Tour one has more official signatures on the bottom of it. And I will make that available to you in roll 20.
Wait, so is it just stay in that's all the wanted poster and the rest of us are just seeing these other 2 posters? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Okay.
The other 2 are more important. That one was for fun for getting over 20.
Stan will reach out to the wanted poster and pull it down, folding it and swiftly pocketing it.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Watch, she's gonna get better than what Bo ever got.
That
Nat
is
20.
a
Natural 20.
21 total.
Okay. Yeah. Grab it,
Yeah.
hold it, pocket it while they are
Good.
looking at another notice. That notice being, I don't know if my screen looks at all funky to you guys while I have roll 20 open, or if it looks fine.
Right now your screen looks fine.
Okay. My laptop is screaming and it got really jumpy in Discord. Let's make this available to I'll make it available to all you guys. You'll see it eventually, I'm sure. Okay, this is the Harvest Festival notice. And I will read it aloud for our friends watching at home. I'll read that one too. Why not? All players and save and close. You guys are able to see the notes?
Mhm.
So the Harvest
Yes, ma'am.
Festival 1 reads, residents and visitors alike, you are cordially invited to celebrate the Harvest Lamps Festival in Gratimino. There will be festival games, unique food vendors, and goods for sale made by the people of our grand city. Enjoy featured entertainment and endless nights, all wrapped up with the reaping lights to pave the way into the season. Festivities begin on the eve of Harvest Vigil, which is in like 2 weeks from now.
Okay, 2 weeks. Cool.
Yes. Those playing at home, my lovely players, your lovely friends here, received a calendar. How exciting! And then the second note says, King Marcoris of Eurusha and Queen Layla of Eubentis are honored to welcome Eurusha's esteemed northern neighbors in celebration of Ophidia's unveiling tour. Liv sends her envoy with Her Royal Highness Princess Anura for her rights of prestige and her rights of court. In the final week of Odona, her royal caravan will rest in the city of Gratimino before continuing the tour into Vensalat. You will be told the rules of conduct for when Her Highness is present in our city. It will be your responsibility to maintain these rules as monitored by the Peace Watch and captains of the Guardian residents. Let us use this joyous opportunity for all to reaffirm the union of the kingdoms of light. Then you see a number of signatures below.
Rules of
People
conduct.
various ranked.
Wait, what days are these? What day is this?
The last
This
week of
one,
Odona.
yes, the final week of Odona, which will be the next month. So Harvest Lamps Festival is at the end of this month. At the end of next month is when the unveiling tour will make its way through Gratimino.
Well, I say we stick around for the Harvest Festival. Well, come back for this Harvest Festival, but let's skip out on the other one. Rules of conduct.
You want to miss out on a very politically important event that likely could be threatened, could be a challenge, could be an interesting time for us to gain points and merit with
Better
many
question.
people.
Do you want me to round a political heavy event?
I trust you could conduct yourself appropriately.
Well,
If you wanted to.
Exactly.
do we really want to attend that, though? Sounds very
Why don't you want to?
stuffy and don't have the attire.
Oh, but we could get the attire. That would be a lot of fun.
Do they have a place in this area that sells? Oh, maybe they'll give us free clothing for this. If we're
We
expected
were
to
supposed to
dress
be
up.
getting at some point fancier attire from. Oh, her name is escaping me at this moment, but from that dressmaker that we helped.
Parolo?
Oh, that's right. That was so long ago. I forgot.
From
That
her
was
niece,
a thing that happened.
From her niece, yes.
Muna.
Wait, her niece was Yuna? I thought we were dealing with Parolo the entire time.
Yeah.
During the one shot, I thought we had Perula that
for
we were
clarity,
taking care of.
Yes, Perula Jade is the eccentric tabaxi aunt of Muna Swift, who is a famed dressmaker in
that's it.
Zaylee.
All right, so you're saying you want to go get the clothing that was promised to us then? Well, we have time to both go to Hazelford, come back here for the Harvest Festival, then go back up there before the end of the month. How long of a journey is it to get up to where it's being shipped to?
Did we ever set up where it was getting shipped to? We could send a message to her and request it be sent here.
How do we get the message to her in time?
We try our best.
Send a letter. They can't take that long.
Exactly. You're
I
the
have
one
no
with the
idea.
shipping
I'm
experience,
just
aren't you,
saying
Belle?
things.
I mean,
Well, that's
I
true.
know somebody that does shipping. I don't do it.
Well, maybe you could ask her.
I already have things that I need from her.
Well, what's one more?
One more is probably more work on our end, which will take more time for it to get sent out.
I mean, I don't think we have to make a decision on any of these things right now because they're not happening right now. So.
Also, none of these things are restaurants. Where are we thinking to get food?
Right.
While you guys are about to go, once you leave the strict vicinity of like the lower area of the city. You know for sure that there are little shops and such. You know there's the wild pike, of course. But there's definitely other food vendors that are probably closer up towards the mercantile district, which maybe you don't want to go too far until we go over to Viola. You went to go check on Buttercup. So Sazian has finished helping. Canyon was his name, to the other guard. Helped him with his small wagon, and off he went. He makes his way back into the stable, where you follow shortly behind him, and you see a number of these little homes for the horses. It's actually fairly empty. It looks like middle of the day, people are probably out and about. But off to the side, you do see the smaller the smaller pen, and curled up and kind of looking very comfortable and all up on herself is little Buttercup. Gray. It looks like she's been brushed recently. There isn't much. There's only a little bit of straw clinging to her fur, her hair. Horses have hair. Her hair. And like as if maybe sensing you or sensing someone approaching, she kind of flops her head to the side, and you can see where some of the straw had stuck to the other side of her hair, and now upwards, and she sees you.
Viola will, as she passes Sazian, she'll say, "Hello, Sazian. I hope you're having a wonderful day. If I'm not supposed to be in here, just let me know, but I just wanted to come and say hello to Buttercup and give her a little pet." And Viola will walk to the stall and kind of look at him to see if he's going to tell her she needs to leave or anything like that.
He doesn't. He respond verbally at all. He just stands back, in that normal kind of crouched over way that he stands. He watches you for a moment, and then he just starts to slowly shuffle to the other side of the stable.
Viola will open the stall door and get in the stall with her, and just start petting her, maybe braid a few strands of hair into her mane. And she's just gonna pet her for a while, and if nothing else exciting happens before too long, she'll get a hold of Bo through her mind.
Okay. Yeah, nothing too exciting. You do note, give me a perception check.
Dirty 20.
While you were having this lovely time, this moment, getting reacquainted with Buttercup, Sazian was not doing any particular task. He just kind of seemed like he was waiting for you. You're the only other one in there. So you kind of noticed him looking down towards you for a moment, as if checking in, and then towards the door, which was still open, and then back down. Then he kept looking back up towards the door, as if maybe waiting for something. But he doesn't say anything to you. So whenever you should decide to leave, you would be welcome to. He doesn't say anything else.
Okay. Sazian, is Buttercup going out on any more missions or getting any jobs anytime soon?
See him kind of jump a little bit, as if he was surprised that you had addressed him. He just shakes his head.
Okay, well, please take good care of her for me. I'm sure I'll be back a few times to visit. And she'll get up to leave and open the door to the stall and close it behind her. And she'll kind of stand in front of him and look at him and just say, "I hope you have a wonderful day. And I hope I didn't disrupt anything." And then she'll turn to go.
Okay. And that entire time, he never actually made eye contact with you. He never looked kind of higher than about probably just your waist. But he nodded in acknowledgement when you spoke to him. Then off
Hey,
you go.
Bo. Where are y'all at?
Where are we at now?
Did you decide you wanted to go to one of the smaller events? There's all manner of places you could go. It's not like incredibly crowded, but you might pass.
Well,
There's like a sandwich shop. There's a meats stand.
Well, it was left in
There's
Snow's decision. So
do we want the vendor or do we want the wild pike?
well, if we go to the Wild Pike, isn't that where it's like the free food that we were going to go to? Or maybe
Well, I mean, it's a tavern, so we can buy food there.
oh, where's the place that the food is free? If it's not, I thought the
There's
Wild
a
Pike
mess
was
hall
it.
further back in the Wild Pike, isn't there?
Oh,
But
I
it's
see.
separate.
It's in the novice hut.
It's confusing because this place is enormous. But yeah, we could go to the Wild Pike, where we already know some people, or we can find a new vendor.
Well, I mean, I'm fine with you deciding, but either
I'm just gonna
works
start
with
walking the
me.
direction I saw you guys go, unless you tell me a different way to go. Okay?
Sorry, we're
So
still
let's start.
trying to figure out where we're
Tell
going.
Viola that we haven't gone very far at all. We're just like standing in the street.
Yeah, we
You,
kind
like,
of
about to
got
bump into
stopped
them.
by a stand, and that's about as far as we got.
Viola will just keep
Just
walking
past
until
the
she
notice
sees
board.
him.
Yeah, it doesn't take long. Guys can reconnect as you get closer to the Mercantile District.
All right, how about we just decide which one's going to be the fastest, so that way we can get on to our other goals for the day.
Well, if we take a little bit of time, I can actually finish attuning to this.
That would be good.
And that takes an hour. So we can take an hour for lunch. I feel like
Where
we'll do
are
that
we
anyway.
taking that?
If we go
hour
to the
for
Wild
lunch?
Pike, then we can go after lunch while he's attuning. We can go look at that ledger.
Oh, look at you remembering things.
Oh, I'm going to remember
To
things.
the Wild Pike.
Onward.
Look at you remembering things. Okay, so you make your way back up to the Mercantile District, passing those shops and stands, into the Wild Pike itself, and it is flush with people. It's a brilliant, busy lunch hour. You see numerous barmaids and bar lads that you have not become familiar with as they're moving about from table to table. People are laughing and joyful, talking loudly just to hear over the other conversations. You find it difficult to find a table, but there's you might be able to find a little something. It's very crowded though, even up at the bar areas, of which there are the two sides. It is still quite crowded, and you even hear it seems like someone may be taking advantage of the crowd. And in the center, you see someone up there playing this fun but gentle lyre. She's sitting on a small stool as she just leans over, and every now and then she's brushing curls of purple out of her hair. She goes back and she's strumming about on this lyre to everyone's entertainment. But it's very crowded. Looking for a
The
place
real
to sit?
question is, do I see the polar bear?
Give me a perception check.
Here- That's great. It came and gone.
10.
Try as you might, you do not see a polar bear in here. A lot of interesting people.
The
but not
polar
a
bear is right behind Viola the entire time.
He's just like, in one of those tap the shoulder, she looks and he's on this side. You do not see the polar bear, I should say. Let me specify. You do not see the polar bear.
Since it's crowded, as we're finding a table, Bo is going to just try and pickpocket somebody as they walk by. No one specific,
something to
just huh?
Last time it was no one specific. You got screeched at.
Well, he talked his way out of that. So far, that's one of the most successful things. That when someone was drunk, So actually, is anyone drunk?
Give me
Perception?
I want to say an insight check. Like, can you do like a general insight check on just the people, or is that really just a perception check? Let's do an insight check because it's fun and it's not a perception check.
Ooh, 21.
Ooh. Let's see. So you guys are moving about, looking for anyone freeing up space or whatever it is, and you do see one table. You see, you see a few watchmen who are maybe on their own lunch break, a group of gentlemen, and they appear to be uh, drinking to their satisfaction, maybe a little slumped on their chairs or unstable, leaning forward on the table, talking loudly amongst each other, laughing, and they don't appear to be wholly sober.
All right, so one of them, he's going to
Mhm.
attempt a pickpocket.
You're going to attempt a pickpocket on one of them.
Yeah, so first it's a 13 plus 6. So that'll be a 19 if you want me to use that die.
There you
Scratch off the die.
go.
Okay. So tell me what this looks like while you do your
And
thing.
so, I mean, if they're just sitting there drunk, he's just gonna go by, and if I don't know if they have like a pocket or if he could see like a pouch by them, but he'll just kind of side grab it as he goes, and then just kind of have it in his hand after that. So just kind of like as he's going by and grab.
And grab. Are you taking the whole pouch? Whatever they have?
If they have a pouch, he'll just take the pouch. If they, if he's going in someone's pocket, it's just whoever he grabs.
Perfect. Yeah, you find a small pouch. It looks it's not very heavy. So you find the small brown sort of suede-ish pouch. Very smooth movements. 1, 2, 3, and it's off of his belt loop.
All right, and then he'll just continue on his way.
Excellent. You now have a small suede pouch. That feels like it's got something in it. Good for you. um, looks like
If y'all would like to find a place to sit, Snow is going to take off his backpack and retrieve his vial from it and just hand it to Stan. And I will be right back. Find us a seat. And he's going to go over to the individual playing the lyre.
Okay. Give me a straight intelligence check.
Is she gonna
As you
want
approach her.
people encroaching on her turf?
Well, he's not intending to steal. 18 intelligence.
Perfect. You actually recognize her as the woman who was in the wild pike in the wee hours of this morning as well. And she's up there, strumming along. She doesn't recognize you. In fact, she doesn't notice you as you walk up immediately until you're close enough to what you now see is uh, a small bowl with some copper pieces in it. Once you're close enough to the tip jar, is when she thinks to look up and sees you. And she just smiles as she continues to play. Maybe gives this a little like happy nod towards the tip jar and then keeps playing.
Snow is going to take a couple copper and drop it in the tip jar, but then he's going to start harmonizing with whatever she's playing on his viol.
Oh, lovely. Okay, give me a performance check.
Do I have
Nervous.
advantage from anything?
Afraid not.
Literally what he does, but that is an 8.
Oh no.
That was Bear's
Okay.
sleight of hand initial
It
roll
was
was an 8.
it was a natural 2.
Oh my goodness.
Up to an 8 because he's so good at it.
You know, it's possible that you're a little bit thrown still from the conversation you had with Viola earlier about the situation with Fate. Maybe it's just you instinctually wanted to go up and start playing, and maybe fingers are a little shaky. But you start playing along with her. The notes you can hear don't quite hit. She doesn't stop. She doesn't laugh or anything. She just keeps playing. You think maybe she even starts playing a little bit louder as if to cover any of the mistakes, of which there were more than you would have hoped. But when the song comes to an end, you hear this uproar of applause coming from the tables of those who are sober enough to find their hands. And before she starts playing again, she looks over to you. She says, "You can try again if you'd like."
Apologies, I seem to not be at my best today, or maybe my best just doesn't compare to yours.
It happens. If you're classically trained, then you tend to play pretty well.
Are you?
I am. Nice to meet you. I'm Vav.
I am Snow. He'll shake her hand. How do you spell her name?
VAV, Vav.
Well, if I am not getting in the way, I would love to do one more song with you before I get back to my friends.
Sure. If you need me to play a little louder, just let me know. And she looks around, she realizes there isn't another stool, and she stands to offer you hers if you'd like it.
Oh no, I usually play standing up when I play my viol.
All right. Um and she says, "Tell me if you know this one." And she makes herself comfortable again, and as the crowd is dying down, she'll start playing another tune. Um this one is a lot slower, calmer than the first. And immediately kind of puts a whole different feel to the entire tavern. Um, a conversation dies down just a little bit. Everyone seems to calm just a little bit. You give me another performance check.
Don't fail me again.
We don't know if that was a promise, like if it was a threat, or
Well, it's better.
It's in the double digits at
But
least.
not by much.
10.
11.
It beat a 10. Yay! So she starts playing this tune, and it's vaguely familiar to you. But you probably know it as far as, like, when you're first learning your chords, and so you're learning just the very basics of each individual note. So you can kind of play it like hot cross buns style while she's doing all of the fantastic individual groupings of chords. So hers just sounds richer than yours does, but yours does not conflict with hers. Yours is like play school plays cool version of her orchestral version of this tune. But it sounds lovely, and a few people do come by and drop some more copper in the little jar, in the little bowl, as you two play. The others,
While he plays,
sorry.
I was just gonna say while he plays, he's also going to cast minor illusion, so that there is a visual effect of like butterflies like drifting around them and like leaves floating through the air just like very softly. before they just scatter into sparkles at the ground.
And that gets a big applause. That special effect. Even she looks over at you as she's playing. She doesn't miss a beat, but she looks at you for a moment and kind of nods as she keeps going, as if she were very impressed. While you two,
It's something I don't have to roll for.
it just happens. Yay, magic! It makes things easy. We don't have to try.
Well, that's clearly not the case.
While you two are playing, you've met Vav, lovely lady. You guys, the other three, Snow, Thayan, Bo, and Viola, it is still tricky to find proper tables, but there are actually along the walls. There's also like stadium seating, like bleacher seating, that there's space there if you guys wanted to just sit there instead. You could find a spot for 4 of you.
That's what's available. That's what we'll do.
Maybe
Okay.
we can convince other people to move to the bleachers. Then we could take their seat.
We're planning to be here for a little while. I'm sure if we sit and wait for the lunch rush to die down, we can claim a table in a few minutes.
It's not like we have our food yet, anyways.
Not like you
Sure,
can
but are
order.
they going to see us to take an order if we're sitting over there?
And almost immediately as the thought crosses your mind, one of the bar lads is immediately zooming in your direction. He has this apron covering these bunched trousers and a kind of off-white top. He comes over to you, this tall gentleman, and he nods his head, looks at you all. Did you have a chance to see what we had? Did you have something in mind you wanted? What can I get for you?
Do you have a menu?
Oh yeah, of course. And he pulls out this scroll from his pocket and with a flourish opens it for you to see. There's a few different items on there. There's some stew, some charred fish.
So I'm going to imagine this is happening just as Snow starts playing on his end, because Bo's going to mind message to him asking him what he wants. Snow.
I have an actual menu here too that I literally found on like a generator. So there's stewed puma. There's charred tackleware. Oh, jackal. It says jackal. It looks like a tea. There's pureed onions. There's aardvark kidneys.
It's not a meal.
Listen.
Pureed onions is
Those
not a meal.
vegetarians, I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. Look, we love you. We just don't know what you eat.
Not even a side.
There's brisket, there's stewed chili peppers, and then there's an assortment of beers, wines, liquors, but you already know, you've seen the selection that they have behind the bar.
So what do you want to eat?
Just pick something. I'm busy.
Oh, that's where the 8 came from.
Yeah,
Bo
that's what I was
distracted
saying. In the background, he just hears. All right, Snow said to just pick him something. So what about the pureed onions?
I'm gonna nix that for him. Let's
Yeah.
do one of the stews, the first stew or whatever.
Perfect. Everyone wants that, or did you want something else? The stewed puma. It's gonna be 7 silver pieces.
Is there only one kind of stew, or is there like other
There's
ones?
stewed chili peppers.
I'll take
The cheapest
puma.
thing on the menu.
Yeah,
3
what?
silver pieces.
Wait, what is the cheapest thing? But it's the
Well,
onion
if you're still
puree.
looking for some, still something with a little more substance, some good proteins, the brisket, that's 3 silver pieces.
We'll do the brisket.
Yeah, 4 orders of
Brisket sounds
brisket.
Lovely.
Oh, and
Brisket,
ale. Snow would probably
ale,
want to drink.
wonderful. Yeah. Ale all around?
Mhm.
Sure, why not?
Wonderful. Ale all around. Excellent. I'll be right back.
Thank you,
And
bar
see
lad.
him. He doesn't even, he just tips his head to you, and this beautiful coif just kind of flips for a moment and flips back. And he goes, as you guys are listening to the players. The first song wasn't so great, but it really picks up on that second song.
Well, as they approach the bench, Bo's gonna be a little bit behind them, and he's gonna look and see what's in that pouch they pickpocketed.
Sure. You got yourself 5 more gold pieces and 6 more silver pieces.
Nice.
Making his money back.
One pocket at a time.
That's more than I make in half a week. I just have to steal.
He's up to 8 gold now. After spending it all just earlier that day.
Catacombs. We're teaching really great moral lessons.
Wholesome RPG.
We're not saying you should do this. We're just saying it happens sometimes, and there's literally almost always consequences.
All right, so he's gonna attune to his necklace. Viola, what are you doing during this hour?
I don't really have any plans. I need to find someone to sign my note. I'm guessing Nora has to sign it, but I'm kind of wondering if Moonridge would be able to sign it. But didn't we want to talk to him anyways?
Yeah, well, if we can figure out where he is. Right now, I feel like Aglin is probably our best starting spot since we know where he is.
True, but we also know they should be at they have an office somewhere or something.
Mm-hmm.
That might be where Vaughn and Moonridge are, and we want to talk to both of them.
We just don't want to go far, I guess, so we're not leaving Snow in the dust when he's becoming friends with his little necklace. Joseph,
An hour is
was it,
going
I
to go
think?
by quickly.
Yeah, he called
You'd
it
be
Joseph.
surprised. If you have nothing to do, it can go by very, very slowly.
The bar lad makes his way back in maybe 20 minutes or so, as the food was finished being prepared, and he lays down in front of Viola and Stayin. Snow, would you have joined them in this time, or are you continuing to play?
Wait, is he laying it down on the bleachers? Or do we find a table since then?
No, a table has not opened. It's very busy. He hands it to you, or places it in an available spot depending on if you accept it or not. He does warn you the plate's a little hot, just a little, and he apologizes for the inconvenience. In front of Viola, in front of Stayin, and he mentions, so it would be what is that? 3 silver and 4 copper between the ale and the brisket. Snow, did you join them?
When that song ends, Snow is going to drop a silver piece in her hat bowl, and then he'll go over and join his friend.
She thanks you tremendously. And she says, "This will be helpful once my boyfriend finally proposes to me, but that's still coming." She kind of half jokingly rolls her eyes, and then she keeps playing.
Well, in that case, he'll pull out another silver and drop that in there too.
Thank you. Oh, that'll definitely raise the carrot.
Tell him to get a move on,
I'm
and then
trying.
Snow will go find the rest of the others.
All right. You get back in time to have been seated as the bar lad returns, and puts the plate down in front of you as well. And again, it's 3 silver pieces, 4 copper. And as he
Snow will
stands,
hand that over.
thank you. And as he stands before you, Bo, he says, "That's going to be 10 gold, 3 silver pieces, and 4 copper, please."
Well, Snow is covering it.
Oh, I'm sorry. This was very specific.
Well, I mean, the deal was we're eating here with him paying for it.
Oh, that is a shame. This is a really well-made brisket. Oh,
He reaches
He
over and
starts to
grabs the
walk
brisket.
back. Give me a dex check.
6.
He's like, "Welp," and he does this like very lavish spin as if he's very well trained in this, and your hands go well below it as he turns about and starts heading back towards the heading back towards the bar area and one of the doors back there.
What was that
Sorry,
about?
what? What just happened?
I don't know.
Why did he ask you for gold? We didn't have to pay any gold.
I don't know.
Do you
Snow is going
actually
to
not
follow
know?
him.
I mean, I
Oh,
don't know. We didn't talk about it.
Can I insight check?
You may. And Snow, are you attempting to stealth behind this guy?
No, he's just following.
Okay.
He's just
That's a
gonna catch
nat
up with him.
20 on my insight check.
Hey!
Do you want
She
to
reads
mean,
roll up?
Bo's mind.
I mean, Bo, to his knowledge, he doesn't really see any reason why he's getting charged that.
Bo seems very confused, apparently.
Interesting.
Although the incident from that early wee hours of this morning does pop into mind briefly. Snow, you follow behind this bar lad as he heads back around the bar. You see him give a nod to, you now see Rosita's back there speaking to some of the other patrons. You see him make a quick whistle and she looks over at him and he nods, and so she nods, and then she goes back to attending to patrons at the bar. As he goes into what you can see as he pushes the door open is a kitchen.
Snow will go over to Rosita.
From the patron side of the bar stand, the bar table.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Okay.
He doesn't jump the bar. He'll stay on his side.
Okay, you can kind of. It's very crowded, but you can kind of shimmy your way through. You're not. You are a svelte gentleman.
I don't take up much space.
Not much.
Rosita, hello. How are you?
Oh, hello, Snow. Welcome, welcome. Sorry, it's a little busy. It's a little loud. Do you need anything?
I was just wondering if perhaps you knew why my friend was getting charged so much more than the rest of us and just had his brisket taken back into the kitchen.
And she, you see her looking like she raises her eyebrows as if she doesn't quite know what you mean. And she leans over and she looks over just precisely where your friends are. Like she didn't look, she just looked directly where they are and says, "Oh, everyone's here. How lovely." Oh, I don't know. Perhaps it's an overdue tab that needs to be paid.
All right. Well, I told him I was treating, so how much is it?
Oh, no, 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 Snow, we couldn't. You're fine. No, please.
Well, if it is an overdue tab, that's just business, so I can. Unless it's a personal matter.
Um, it is. You could say that. there was um, there was an incident, perhaps last night, and there may or may not be an amount of 10 gold or so missing from one's person and simply needs to be paid back. Maybe an apology or two is probably worthwhile. Perhaps.
I see.
But it's nothing you need concern yourself with, Snow. You are a gentleman among gentlemen. A gentleman among knaves, perhaps.
It's very kind of you. Um, in that case, I shall simply continue to uh, prove your point by, and he's going to take out 10 gold and place it down on the counter. It's
Snow, you really shouldn't.
only money.
Well, for you, for him, maybe, but not for the person it was stolen from.
well, then this should cover it. In the meantime, myself and my friends would like to eat lunch. So if this would smooth it over, then I consider it worth it.
It won't, but she's like gathering the gold. She's like, but I won't keep you waiting, I suppose. You should tell
Thank you,
him.
Rosita.
Mm-hmm. Sweet boy. But tell him that if he does anything like that again, we won't care who's right and who's wrong. He won't be welcome back here. We don't need that kind of a ruckus in our establishment.
Oh, doesn't Rosita
Understood.
owe him for the tea thing? The tea delivery? Or was that already given to him?
No,
mean?
there wasn't. That was a favor, I
Oh,
think.
okay.
Oh.
I couldn't
Yeah,
remember
she was.
what the deal was with that, and I
Yeah.
was just like, oh wait, maybe he should turn in that side quest.
But wait a minute. Maybe you should keep that money.
No. Snow is just really nice.
Okay, no, that makes sense. I just couldn't remember if there was a deal made.
Mm-hmm. So she'll take the gold and she'll peek her head into the kitchen and snap her fingers. And just as jovial as before, the bar lad comes back out and he's kind of like zipping through everyone and smiling. And he comes back and he places the plate in front of Bo. And he says, that'll be 3 silver and 4 copper pieces.
Wasn't that just paid for?
No.
What is it?
3 silver, 4 copper.
Stan will pull the money out of her bag and hand it over for
Oh,
Bocan.
I mean, he was
I don't know if
about
Snow
to.
went back.
Yeah. Wait, is Snow back with that?
If he sees that Bo's lunch is actually being given to him, then Snow will give Rosita a smile. And I hope the rest of your day is not too hectic. And I do apologize for any inconvenience. But
You are a good man, Snow. And she reaches her hand out. One of her jeweled hands has a number of these metal rings on it, and she puts her hand on yours, Snow. And she says, her demeanor changes. It's very, very solemn for a moment, and she says, "Do not let people take advantage of that." And she'll pat your hand, and she'll smile again, nod at you, and she'll go back to tending to the patrons.
so we'll go back to the others.
Okay. The food has been served. You guys enjoy a delicious, dang near perfectly cooked brisket, as Snow is also attuning.
Wait, so what was the deal with all that, Snow?
There was a bit of an issue because apparently they know that you stole from them, or from somebody. I'm a little fuzzy on the details. 10 gold.
Yeah, I kind
and
of
they
yelled
said
at
to
the
let you know
barkeeper
that if
this
you
morning. That's
right,
that may have happened.
that probably wasn't. Yeah, that probably wasn't your best move. She did say to let you know that if you continue to cause a ruckus, you will be banned from the Wild Pike, and there's only so much I can talk them out of. So I would
Okay, so
recommend not
as of
doing
right
that.
now, if I do something like that, then I could get banned.
Correct.
Have you already
Yes.
done something like that since the
So-
last night or this morning time we're talking about?
Are we talking about taking someone's money or throwing dust in their eyes?
Both.
I think anything that could be considered the least bit offensive while inside the Wild Pike.
Oh, well, I called that
So-
person a bar lad. Is that offensive?
I honestly don't know. I've never heard the term before. It
seemed
feels a
fine
little
with it.
demeaning, but he didn't seem to care, so I don't know.
He
Well
seems
then.
happy enough.
Well, then I think we're good.
Are you sure?
Just don't do anything. We'll be fine.
Yeah, as of right
Can I
now, I went
insight
out.
check
20
him?
insight still working for me.
Best behavior while in the wild pike.
Wait, were you doing an insight check? Either of you two?
I'd like to do an insight check.
Okay.
You're always welcome to do an insight check. I don't say no to those. They're just too good.
Cool.
Well, I got a nat 20.
What are we insight checking? Woo!
So,
Nat 20
Dang.
or better.
well, a
You
nat
never
20 plus 7, so it had to be a 27.
If at least get a nat 20
Well-
to start.
That gets me. Yeah, it's a 27. Not a nat 20, but a 27.
But it's not a nat 20.
I gotta give it to the nat 20.
That's so close. Oh, man.
I didn't even have to whip out a psionic die.
He didn't even ask me if he had to mark it. So you take this time, unless there's something specific you guys want
Wait,
to
so
do
did you
here
pay
or
them
talk about.
10? Snow? Is that
Yes.
Well, I don't have 10 on me, but I can give you what I have.
Don't worry about it.
Are you sure?
I mean, if you want to pay me, you can, but I'm not going to say no.
Well, how about this?
But-
I'll give you the gold pieces that I got, if that's 6.
All right. Thank you.
All right, so I'll subtract 6. So it's down to 27 copper or silver pieces.
Total?
Yeah,
You have no gold left in your pouch.
correct.
Okay.
Like I have
Then
no
Stan
gold
still has-
pieces. Like he has
no gold
over,
pieces.
yeah, he has like 2 gold equivalents in silver plus 7,
Correct.
but all of the gold pieces he just gave up.
Correct. Snow, how much gold do you have total?
Total 42.
Cool. Okay.
Since Stan still has Snow's
Um,
backpack, she's going to tuck another 4 gold pieces into it while this conversation is happening.
Why are you
Uh,
guys so nice?
Snow, Snow does want his backpack back, and he puts his vial back inside it.
She'll
and
pass
when
it
he
over
gets
after she has the money.
When you pass it over, he will tell you thank you in Celestial.
She understands, and she responds in the same and is surprised at that. What was
What
that?
are you guys saying?
I was just telling you thank you.
I understood, but it wasn't normal.
I know you did. No. Well, maybe you're not normal. And maybe that's a good thing.
I determined I'm not normal.
To be fair, I don't think any of us are normal.
Didn't you describe yourself
There's
as a
no
normie
fun.
just earlier?
Well, my race is normal, but Viola Vergarden is nothing but normal. She is magnificent. Thank you very much.
Exactly.
Get it, girl. Go off, queen. You're
And
so
that's
real for
because
that.
of the family that you came from, which is known for what?
Things.
Ah, so you are known for something.
Potentially.
Insight check.
I'll allow it.
That
Wait,
one.
you are Maybe.
Yeah.
What did you get?
I beat that. I got a 10 with my modifier.
Phil is awful at telling secrets.
I rolled a
and also-
12, so
Oh yeah, because you have a minus.
Oh, her
two.
charisma is baloney. That's right. Oh, yeah, okay. Yup. That happened. Okay. So you guys take your time? You're enjoying your lunch?
Snow spends the next hour attuning.
Well, I think
Excellent.
we were gonna go look at the thing and
At the ledger. Yes.
wait. Do you know it's a ledger at this point?
I think you mentioned it was last
Oh,
session.
maybe. I remember he was gonna show you
He did.
everything that was in the vault, and in his mind, he
Yeah.
was just like, it was one piece of paper. It It'll be a quick showing. All right, so we're gonna go up there, and then I don't know if I'm able to share over from there because I have it in my list, but I don't know if I can do it. So if you want to do it,
Yeah. You guys head back up. Give me another perception check as you head back up. Are you all going, or are you guys doing this while Snow is taking his
we
time
were
and
doing
thinking
this
and
while
listening
he.
to music?
I mean,
Where
Viola
is
could come if
Snow?
she wanted, but
That's what I was gonna say. Is Snow staying in the Wild Pike, or is he heading back to like the quarters?
I'm focusing.
So
I'm not going anywhere.
she'll hang around by him in the Wild Pike so that he's not by himself.
Bo got an 8 for
Okay.
that perception check.
You said perception, that's a 27.
There you go.
An 8 and a 27.
Is this also with guidance that you're adding these
No,
numbers?
that's not
Oh
with
my
guidance.
gosh.
It was a 19 plus 8. I can add guidance, which would bring it to 30.
What did you get, Bo?
8. So 19 less than
Bo, you are maybe you're not super thrilled that you made this bargain, but there really wasn't a way around it because you really want to look at that diary. Like, you are super interested in the diary. So you are beelining it for your barracks. Sorry, give me just a moment. I'm pulling up I do have it in Roll20, right? Because I shared it with you.
Yeah, I have it in my Roll20, so you should have it.
Here it is. This is the correct one. That's the correct one. So as you're beelining it, you're not focused on anything else. Staying, you're taking a nice, easy breezy stroll, and you see when you get upstairs, the notice boards. There are 2 of them, and on one of them, you find another one of these wanted posters.
She will take that one as well and tuck it in her pocket.
Excellent. You're starting to suspect it might be around. What did you roll? 22?
27.
No, that was a 27. If you add guidance, it's 30.
30. Yeah, you're starting to suspect that if you pass by any notice board, you're gonna find one of these things.
Oh,
But
Bo, what did you do?
What was that?
Mother. Talking to herself, commenting to herself.
But you should see the ledger available to you now.
Yes.
Right, so her unlock and open that, and then pass her that. This is all that's in there.
What does it mean?
It's a ledger. I am not entirely sure on everything that's going on either. Like I mean, I don't do the shipping. I just know somebody that does it, like I was saying earlier. So the best I can make out is you have the name or business, and then the person that's doing whatever it is, and their location, then some kind of status or something, and then it's going someplace. I don't know, something like that. So there's a couple of names on here, including that lady that we helped out. Her name was like Parolo Jade, isn't it?
Arula Jade, yes.
Yeah, so there's a P Jade on here, and looks like it's connected to Zaylee, which I think that's where her.
That's where her niece is.
Yeah, so we know that there's trade happening there.
Interesting.
Do you recognize any
Oh.
names? Huh?
Bo, did I already have you roll to try and understand this, or did you not take the time to do that yet?
I honestly do not remember.
Okay. I'll let you both roll a just straight up intelligence. I'll let you roll a history check, Bo, as you have familiarity with the owner of said ledger. Stan, I'll allow you to roll an intelligence check.
I got a 7.
Oh!
That's
a 16.
That nat 20 is gonna be the only thing out of him this session.
To avoid lying?
Oh, and I
Avoid being
guess
caught lying?
stealing and stealing.
Ah, wonderful. Tales from the Catacombs, the wholesome tabletop RPG experience that we are thrilled to share with you. A 16?
16.
16. Yeah, it seems to follow that I closed it, of course, because it was slowing my computer down. But it seems to follow that essentially it's a starting location, whether it's a business or the owner, the proprietor. It seems to follow essentially the shipment route. Whether that's direct to wherever it's going, it might stop at a customs station potentially if it's traveling between kingdoms. Particularly, well, it's only 16, and and then it has a final destination, which again, that might be the business and or the proprietor. It might be a sole entity, a single person.
And then the
It seems to
cost.
track. And a cost for the that
It looks
could
like a
be a
weight
cost
and
for the
cost.
yeah, it could be the cost of the item itself. It could be the cost of business to ship it. That part you're not entirely sure. But it seems like it might be one of those.
And it's going to take a minute to read over it, as I take a second to read over it and look at the names.
Sure. Viola, wasn't there something you needed in barracks area as well?
She was gonna show Snow the blood, but she can't do that while he's attuning.
I mean, she could still go get it.
Bring it down
It's
to
not
the.
sitting in
I
her
just want to make sure
room.
it wasn't forgotten while someone happens to be up here, because the DM will forget, and then we'll have to go another 2 weeks
Well,
not
we
knowing
remember.
what this stuff is.
Yeah,
Oh, it's on the note.
She might eventually think about it and like kind of perk up and like look at Snow and like realize that he's just sitting there doing whatever he's doing. And then and then
No, he's just humming to himself.
she'll run up to the barracks and go to her room to grab that water skin of blood.
You're gonna take it.
Okay. You head upstairs. It appears that the barracks is currently empty, so not anyone you particularly have to hide it from. You can grab it, put it in your pack.
When she's getting it, she will very carefully like pick up her water skin, put it down, pick up the water skin of blood, and then put it where her original water skin was. Before putting it back, she will open it again, check and see if there's still blood in it, close it, and then put it away.
So you've opened it to see if there was blood in it?
Yeah.
To make sure? Yeah, okay. Disgustingly enough, yes. It is still in there.
And it's still
Sloshing
not
about.
crusty.
It is not crusty.
So then she'll start to make her way back down to the wild pike. She will peek at her mailbox as well to see if it's glowing or not.
Nope. Not currently, because you already got your handbook and your payment. Excellent.
Yeah.
But Stay-In's is still glowing unless Stay-In grabbed that earlier too.
Are they
No,
in the
not
common
yet.
area?
Stay-In would have to be at least, because she would. I mean, unless Bo brought her into the men's.
Yeah, that's where he was
barracks.
taking her. She's
Oh,
just gonna.
you took her into the men's barracks?
Yeah, there was no rule against it. As far as he's
yeah, there
concerned.
it is.
As far as he's
But that's
concerned.
the-
Diane doesn't know the
Sorry.
rules.
I was gonna say Bo
Dan doesn't know.
Bo has read his rule book.
He skimmed
Both
it for
threw
it.
it on the floor.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you took Stay-In into the men's barracks. Sure, totally. Excellent.
You already said the barracks are empty.
I said the women's barracks were empty.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Everyone's at lunch.
I'll let y'all do a perception check on your way out.
Well, have you read through it?
Yeah, Stain's gonna point at one of the names. That's my last name.
Oh.
And she points at the ALE fine there. Does she recognize the first initial?
Isn't it just Sir?
Is it Sir?
I thought that was what it was. Yeah, it's
It says
SIR.
Mhm.
Oh,
There
and
might be a-
oh, I see. It's Sir, and then you talk AIFEL, and then Nima. N-E-M-M-A. Is that the one you're looking at?
No,
Bring it up again.
no,
Or
the one
maybe
that's
It's
has to do with
crossed.
Ustrom. Yeah, it's partially crossed out. Capital O, ALE to Ustrom.
oh,
Does she
maybe
recognize that name?
maybe I'm not looking correctly.
Almost certainly.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah, it's an A. Yeah,
Almost
capital
certainly.
or.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you're
That's
saying
the standard family trade.
Good to know.
You learned something about your character today.
wait, so you recognize the last name, you don't recognize the first name? Is that what you're saying?
Do I know the
Oh,
full name?
You would recognize. Yeah, you know what that stands for. Whether it be, you know, let's say it's yeah, that's a parent's name, father's name.
Cool. Yeah, that's my father.
What's his first name? A.
It's been years since I've even thought about the man. I don't remember that.
I mean, you're not that old.
No, but there are things I'd like to forget.
Okay, that's fair. All right, so he's in the ore company? Is he like a miner?
Something like that.
Is it concerning his name showing up on here?
I just wasn't expecting to see it. Haven't seen his name anywhere in almost a decade.
Well, how far away is Ustrom? If he's there.
How far away is Ustrom?
Eustrom is way up near Zaylee. It's the small, well, it's one of the smaller farming towns, but it is also very close to the Scarred Mountains to the east. So there's there's also there's ore trade, there's a quarry, there's things like that as well. It's yeah, it's the basics.
Ustrom's up closer to Zaylee by the Scarred Mountains. It's not very close.
I just realized that Bo does know where Ustrom is.
Yeah.
I was looking through my notes and I was like, wait, that looks familiar. And it was a place he
It just took you off guard for a second. You're like, she pronounces it differently than you do. She says Ustrom, and it's you know, you'd say Eustrom maybe. Like she just pronounces it differently than you.
Ah, okay. Well, is that a place he'll be wanting to go? Be like, I know what
No.
I am now. In your face.
No, that chapter of my life is closed.
Oh, actually, speaking of what you are, what kind of wings do you think you're gonna get?
Wings?
Well, Asmar sprout rings at certain points for a short duration.
That's part of that.
Yeah, it kind of comes with the package deal kind of thing. So
There was one instance. She's thinking back. A few months ago. Was in a tight spot, needed a quick way out. I asked Atala for aid, and next thing I knew, I was flying. Hasn't happened since then.
ah. Maybe you just need to think of a happy thought. You know, to do it on command without needing outside help.
She can't do it on command.
Maybe so. Maybe that's it.
How long were you able to fly for?
Long enough to get away. I wasn't paying attention to time.
What was it like?
Terrifying.
Oh, I would think it would be exhilarating. Though I guess you were
Perhaps
running away from people. Maybe they were shooting arrows at you.
it was not a pleasant situation. I couldn't tell you if it was exhilarating or not because I was just hoping my death hadn't been earned yet.
Oh, you know what though? You're gonna really show up Viola the next time we have to climb a wall.
Maybe
You don't
so.
need no leaping necklace or whatever she was trying to give you in that shop.
Right, maybe if I can just think of happy thoughts, it'll work.
Well, I mean, something. I mean, it's a running theory. I mean, I don't know. We could do some training regiments. Like we can. Well, then you would have to climb up, so that could be an issue if you were going to jump off of a place to have them sprout. But we can.
Do you want me to jump off a building or something and
But
see
we
if I
gotta.
happen to sprout wings to catch me
Well,
before
we
I
gotta
fall and hit the
start
ground?
small, so maybe like a cliff that's overhanging like a pond or a lake, so that way if it doesn't happen, something that we.
Stayan's gonna look at her heavy armor, look at Bo.
Well, you'll have to take off the armor, Stayan.
No.
Well, just for the training purposes. When was the last time you took off the armor? You know there's upkeep that needs to be done on that.
I take care of myself in my armor. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm just saying. At some point you must take it off.
I take it off when I need to.
Yeah.
When it's safe to do so. This place hasn't proven safe enough for that.
Well, this place also doesn't seem to have a lake, so we would have to go someplace with a lake. Unless you wanted to jump into hay. That can make a good bed.
I think I need to talk to Atala before I do any of this.
I mean, that's up to you. But I was just curious. But hey, now you even know more. You're flying kind of Azamar. So that's nifty.
Sure.
And, family business might be booming or something, even if you don't care about them. So, I mean, you could just...
It's not that I don't care about them. Just... When's the last time you saw your family?
I mean, longer than you've been alive?
Right, but relatively speaking.
About a century?
Do you miss them?
Well, yeah.
So why haven't you seen them?
Well, I've been busy searching out things about that happen again. I mean, that's part of the information that we have from...
But for a whole century, you couldn't find a weekend to go see your family?
Busy. I mean, it's not like Fendella's nearby.
But you seem to get around pretty well.
Yeah, but I've never had much need to go up that far.
Your family's not enough of a need to go that far.
I mean, not away from what I need to do.
Are you scared to go back to them?
Why would I be scared?
You seem uneasy.
Well, that doesn't mean I'm scared.
No. Doesn't mean you're not scared.
All right, well, I'm not scared, but there's concerns, I guess you can say. There's that.
Do those concerns have anything to do with our little exchange in the woods?
Yes. Not exactly welcomed in that whole entire area. At least if I was found out anyway, it would go pretty bad.
I hope one day you can see them again then.
I mean, we will see. I am trying to figure out what's going on, but for the meantime, I just figured it would be best to not Just
Have you written to them?
well, no. I mean, basically, since the whole entire place went down, I figured they probably think I'm dead. So if I wrote to them, then I would explain why I'm not coming back. So I've just been letting that kind of go off as me being dead.
That's tragic.
Well, eventually, maybe I'll be able to tell them. And in the meantime, they've had over a century now to be over it. So
That's very much and very little time for y'all, isn't it?
exactly. I think, if anything, all I have is somewhat welcome news as long as they don't ask too many questions.
All right.
So
We should probably get back to the others.
yeah, we can go ahead.
Okay, you guys make your way back down. Give me a perception check on your way out.
Is there another wanted poster since we walked by? Somebody's just
No,
trailing
you brought
behind
her
us.
into the
everywhere.
men's barracks.
Hey, I got an 8 again.
That is a 24.
I've got an 8, a 7, and an 8. My last 3 rolls.
It's a good day for Bo. It's a great day
Oof.
for Bo. Yeah, Bo is maybe I don't want to assume, but Bo, you you make your way out of the barracks. Stayin, as you're heading out, behind you hear a door open and a head peek out. And you see a you see one of the men in the barracks. He looks humanoid. Just kind of pokes his head out for a second, sees you, kind of sees maybe just the pure height and the armor. Pulls his head right back in, and you hear the door close as you make your way out. Yeah, that brings you guys back down to the Wild Pike. Probably enough time's gone by. Snow is attuned to Joseph,
Bo's gonna
the
remind
medallion of
Snow.
Detective
Oh,
Thoughts.
and Bo's gonna remind Stan to check our mailbox.
Oh, we will check
Mailbox.
our mailbox.
In your mailbox, you find a lovely little brown pouch with a nice little embroidery on it.
Yeah, he was mainly concerned about her
Sitting on
getting her
top.
paycheck, not getting the book. Maybe.
And that was the very first thing
Take the
she
book.
found. And underneath it, you find what reads novice handbook or novice guide. Here it is. She finally has it. Catherine's had that for like a month now, and she's highlighted it.
It has so many highlights and notes.
Wait, what does she do with the book when she gets it?
She looks at it, starts flipping through it as she's walking.
Bo's gonna be keeping an eye out for it when she puts it in her pack.
That'll probably be when they get back down.
Sure, Bo. I'll let you keep an eye out.
If you
We'll
roll well on
watch.
perception.
I'll watch. Stan, let me know when you're done with the reading.
We broke this rule and this rule and this rule.
That's what he's trying to help bypass.
Let's make some havoc.
He doesn't
Let's
know
do
the
it in
rules, but he
Wild
assumes
Pike.
they've broken them.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Maybe just a couple.
Yeah, so you guys reconnect at the Wild Pike. It has now started to clear out towards the end of this kind of lunch rush, it seems. Yeah. Clearing up. Where are you guys going?
Did you know there was a handbook for this place?
Well,
Oh,
I
yeah,
I think it's
you mean
more-
this
around
and
to
pull
reading
hers
that.
out of her waistband.
I think it's more like guidelines, not exactly rules in the strongest sense. So just keep that in mind when you're reading it.
Now
I
I'm
skimmed
haven't
it
read
and
mine
it looks
yet.
quite ridiculous. Not gonna lie.
Well, I guess, do we want to start with the offices or do we want to go back to Saker's Keep?
I first would like that water skin, Viola.
She
We can
will
go
present it for
somewhere
you,
more
right
private
to you.
for this, though.
Right now.
Yes.
I think we need to know what's in there. And Stan's gonna regretfully pocket the handbook that is being discussed.
Fair enough. Was that the ready cue for an action, Bo?
Oh, she put it away?
She said she's going to regretfully put it back
Bo's
in her
going to attempt to just kind of wiggle it out of her pocket.
Do it.
Sure. Give
Roll
me
high.
give me a sleight of hand check,
Okay,
please.
come on, dice. 18 plus.
Wow.
Listen, it's only for bad things he could roll high. This is why he does them.
We're going to take another look behind the DM screen.
So that's going to be a 21. 21 with psionic. So let me know if I need to take that out.
No, you don't.
So does he have the book?
No, 18 was great. 18 was the DC I said.
Oh.
And now we're gonna close the door to the DM screen.
He's gonna mind link over to Snow. Snow, I got the book from Stayin. What should we do with it before she reads it and realizes everything we've done?
I mean, I can literally destroy it with a cantrip.
All right, I'm gonna put it in your pack. Oh, wait, do you want to just take it from my hand?
No, just slip it in my bag. I'll get it later.
Okay, he slips it in his bag.
Give me another sleight of hand check.
Oh no.
And I
Since
will allow
Snow knows that this
perception.
is happening.
Sure. What would you like to do to assist?
Oh, nice.
He is going to use eeny, meeny, miny, mo. He's going to use prestidigitation and create a shower of sparks in the opposite direction, 10 feet away. So that Stan will look in that direction.
And that's 14 with psionic.
I should have allowed Zayn to roll perception, I realize. I got excited, and I will allow a perception check for Zayn. Bo, is that with advantage you rolled?
Yeah. The first.
Okay.
That was with advantage?
Yes. My first roll
I
was
saw
an
him
8.
bang his head, and I was like, oh, this is going to be good.
My first roll was an 8, and the second one was a 9, and I got a 5 on psionic.
Well, that's a 12, so...
Hey!
Even with guidance?
I don't
She
think
doesn't know to cast guidance.
I don't know.
Like what she's doing right now, other than being distracted by sparks, is taking off her glove and taking her pendant off her hand to slip it into her bag.
Well, he picked the best time. All right, so it's in your bag. Mission successful.
Sweet.
All right. You've slipped the handbook into Snow's pack now.
Oh, do you think we should be concerned about violas as well?
Probably shouldn't press our luck at the moment. We can grab that one later.
So Viola's is like in her waistband.
Viola's
Anything can be taken.
Viola's as defensive
with a high
of her
enough roll.
handbook as Bo is of his gold. So
I mean, if Bo's gold was able to get pickpocketed
And
after being
Bo's-
tucked away under multiple different things inside of his chest, then
all right, where are
Piece
you
of
guys
cake.
off to now that you've lovely built this great rapport with one another by stealing?
It'll be fine. So somewhere private.
We could go like behind the building or something.
have you
All right.
There's a garden in between the halls. There are side rooms. There's the studies. There's your actual barracks, wherever you guys would like to go.
There was no one in the
There's,
women's
an
barracks
empty
earlier.
side room.
Oh, we could just go to the women's barracks.
But somebody could walk in at any moment, though, right?
We don't want Cynthia to see this.
We should.
You don't want the
Or
wizard
really
to see us
anyone
doing
else.
magic stuff. You guys are
If we
amazing.
can we find a side room or study or something that's empty?
The broom
perception.
closet.
Perception checks again.
Please.
All right.
It's bound to only get
It's
better.
Roll a
funny.
different die this time.
Hey, there we go.
11.
7.
Thane's like, I know. And yeah, you're studious enough. You guys were given a quick tour of the area. You know that there are some side offices further into the novice hut or Peace Manor. There's studies, and as you guys are peeking around, you've got some options still. The garden is entirely empty right now, but there are doors, multiple doors from either hallway leading to it. But the study is empty as well, and that door could maybe be locked in the meantime. There's a small office that could also be locked in the meantime, or the women's barracks, which the door could also be locked.
She'll lead them right to the study, like just beelining for it. She made a note of it
Perfect.
on the tour, and yeah,
Excellent.
this should
And make your
be.
way.
And you said we
Towards the
could lock
back.
it?
Yeah, it could be locked.
Okay, Bo locks it.
Can we lock,
there
or if I always
windows?
wedge a crowbar between the handles and just make sure that no one can get in?
He'll do that as a
Do you have a
precaution.
crowbar?
I
Bo
do have
does.
Bo has a crowbar.
He'll do that as an extra precaution. Double down.
Are there
You know who
are
has
there
one?
windows in here?
Bo. No, this is inside. It is an inside.
All right. Snow will sit down on the floor, crisscross applesauce, take out the blood, pour just like a little bit of it in his hands, and ritually cast Identify.
First, please give me a Constitution saving throw.
Absolutely.
Finally, Bo's not the one doing it around blood.
Can Staten give him guidance?
I
I don't think that's saving throws, actually.
Give me an insight
I
check
think-
if you even
yeah.
notice anything.
It's not.
It doesn't work on saving throws.
No.
JK, LOL.
Insight check would have been a 21, but
Dang.
But you can still see that he gets whatever
So
happens
you
to
can
him.
still see that I rolled an 8.
Hey.
And I'm probably not doing so hot.
The guy should just go to bed at this point.
This has been a long day, okay?
We only got
What am I
half of
doing?
it done.
Oh no, this was the hand with the blood. You pour a drop of just a few drops of the blood onto your hand. It doesn't hurt. You just feel notably weak all of a sudden. As if you had just run back and forth between the two districts. You feel very weak. Like, you're not out of breath, but your heart's racing as if you were out of breath. You were identifying?
You're gonna do that for 10 minutes?
Does it
He's just
get
like-
worse over time, or is it just like the initial feeling and then it just stays that way the whole time?
Yeah, it just doesn't go away. Like, it's almost
Okay.
like borderline, like your like dizziness almost.
All right. He'll suffer through it.
Okay. So you are ritually casting.
Mm-hmm.
So this blood. So immediately as the spell is completed and you are identifying it, you get the powerful sense of abjuration magic. Something seems to be like, and that seems to make sense, seems to track that something is preserving this blood. Something is keeping it as it is. The closest thing that pings in your mind would be something like gentle repose, a piece of a body, a piece of something being maintained.
Yeah.
That's what you get. I think that covers everything for identify that's relevant here.
Is it so the blood itself is not magical then?
The blood itself does not appear to be magic in and of itself. No, it seems to be preserved by
Okay.
magic.
And it's
Bo, wanna
not
taste it now?
imbued with magic. It's not imbued with magic. It simply has the abjuration magic preserving
On
it. There's
it.
nothing else.
Mhm.
Snow will put it, get the blood back in the water skin and wipe his hand off on something in the room.
Don't you have
Gross.
prestidigitation? Can't you just?
Yeah, no, he so what he does is he wipes his hand just like on like a chair or something, realizes that leaves a mark, and then casts prestidigitation and cleans it.
It cleans off the chair. You still have this mark on your hand. It is not coming up off your hand. Not easily,
He
anyway.
tries to cast it prestidigitation on his hand.
It is. I mean, it seemed to do more to just wipe it away.
Does it look like a familiar?
Maybe just a real good scrubbing, a real good hand wash might do something to it. Your magic does not appear to be giving it much.
Is it not
I
going
don't
off?
like that.
You
Should
could
lick
touch.
it.
You could touch the magic stone thing at Saker's Keep. That should clean you.
I think he wants to walk all the way over there with a bloody hand, though. That might raise a few eyebrows.
Yeah, I'd rather not.
Well, just put it in your pocket.
Well, wait, this might work. Stan takes out her holy water flask and offers we could try rinsing it off with this.
You have a lot of that?
I have enough of it. And
Okay.
she'll pour a little bit of the holy water on his hand and take a handkerchief from another pocket and help wipe it off.
It takes a bit. It's in the divots of his skin, but eventually it does seem to come up. It just takes about as long as it took for him to cast Identify. It comes up.
Well, that's very clingy.
So what did you learn?
Wait.
Annoyingly little, as everything in the last however long we've been here has given me abjuration magic is preserving the blood. That's it.
Something akin to gentle repose.
Yeah, something like the spell gentle repose, and he gestures to stay in.
That's necromancy, not abjuration. But yes.
Is it? Did I do
Well,
that wrong?
it is to preserve a body, however, and it seems to be the same kind of magic.
Thought I
Never
had this
heard.
one.
Has Stan ever heard of any spell like something similar to gentle repose? Would she have any idea of what this might be or why it might exist?
Can Bo do a religion check on why they would need that? The blood?
Why who would need?
Why a temple would need blood, like if there's a deity that he might know about that would require tubs of blood.
You can roll religion at a disadvantage, and Stan, you can roll an Arcana check. Your question.
So you don't know what the blood came from?
An 18.
It's not magical.
I got a 1. Well, it turns into a 3,
no.
but the other one was gonna be the other one was gonna be a 9. So was it much missed?
You're not much into those religious people anyway, weirdos. But from your own experience of especially where you were originally from anyway, you don't know much about the other gods kind of in general, or just not a stark knowledge really. And this doesn't even seem like anything. You can't imagine what a deity of the light would be doing with pools of blood. That's completely absurd in your mind. An 18, and you are trying to figure out. I'm sorry. Say again, please.
If she's heard of anything like this before, could have any idea why it might be used like this.
To your best knowledge, and already you know this comes from a place of something dark. You already got that sense when you were down there. To your best knowledge, something that was akin to gentle repose would be to, preserve a body. If you're going to do that, it would be for some kind of, you want it to stay refresh, to be able to maybe revive something. Your mind leans in the direction of like revival, bringing something or someone back from death, back from something. It needs to last long enough, is the thing. It needs time.
So things like gentle repose and similar veins of magic for preserving something so it can be brought back later.
What would need so much blood, though? That was
Don't
a
know,
lot.
but Nora was covered in very fresh blood
What if he's
when she was
very
brought in.
tall? You would need a lot of blood if you're tall. Get it all through your system, you know?
You have
Maybe
a little bit more
also,
when you're tall, not a whole lot.
well, I'm thinking like real tall.
I mean, if the creature is huge,
Yes. But why just have the blood preserved?
Maybe
Where's
the
the rest of
crown
it?
was for the creature. It was gonna be a tiny
what
little
about the
crown
gold?
on a big thing's head.
I mean, it could be that the crown would grow in the presence of something larger to wear it. Some magical items do that. They will grow and shrink to fit whatever it is.
Or maybe the
Um,
crown is like, what if they put the crown in with the blood? They get some other components and they make like, you know, some kind of soup thing that then creates the thing that they're bringing back. So like the crown is a piece of like the resurrection thing or whatever they're doing with it to create it.
The crown was on the
I mean, it
throne
could be a
too, and the
component.
throne was normal sized.
True.
But maybe the blood also, like maybe it forms other things. Like maybe the god just like is just all
Something
blood.
was there because that's what we heard. We heard something.
You heard something?
What if it's many
Oh,
things and not
I
one large
totally
thing?
forgot you didn't know that. Yeah, we heard something.
It was just like a small something. Like Viola
Yeah, I
knows
heard
that
a
we
I heard
heard
a
voice.
few
something.
things. Yep.
Glad we're not there anymore. Y'all are right.
Me too. It sucked. But yeah, so there was like the burning thing, and so it wanted the burning to be put out, right? That's why I had the idea of pouring the
That's why you
blood on
pulled
the
the
embers,
blood,
which
yeah.
worked. Well, it didn't tell me to. That was my own clever thinking, which I know sounds terrible, right? But it did save Bo, so
Maybe we should go back to Saker's Keep before we go to those offices and make sure the crown was dealt with. Because if it is a part of like bringing somebody back, we probably don't want it around. And people might be coming back to get it if they
Maybe
realize
the
it's
agreement
gone.
with
ambush was
that.
set to get the crown.
true.
Yeah, well, that was one of my thinkings earlier. Is if it was desperate, if it was a desperate thing in order to grab the crown back, because
I mean, he said they dealt with it, although I guess he didn't say how.
because putting out the flames might have also like, what if it was also like a magical alarm thing? So once you put it out, they realized, oh no, someone got the crown.
Don't forget too, there was all that gold at the
Possible.
bottom of the blood pool as well.
So he was
Yeah,
a
that was
rich
weird.
person.
What if the blood is for many people, like an army of sorts?
Like a soul coin?
I don't know what that is.
What is it?
Oh, well, I'm mainly thinking of it because I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate, and it's a coin that you get a soul will get entrapped into a coin, and it can be used as an exchange thing. That I think
There are magics that can do that.
I'll allow it.
well, it's something from Avernus, I believe, is like a plane that those things come from, if I recall correctly.
Well, why don't we go to Saker's Keep, double check on the crown, maybe see if
Yeah,
we
we
can
should
get
find
more
out what
answers
happened.
from them about Nora's state when she showed up.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Do we trust them to be telling us the truth, though? What if
I
we divide
No.
and
He's
conquer a
got
little
his
bit?
friendly
No.
necklace, Joseph, though.
No, I know that, but that would only tell us if they're lying, but that doesn't mean that we can get around to doing things. I'm thinking you use your necklace and you talk with them, and then maybe as you're hearing thoughts, you could be directing me on places to go sneak around to.
all right.
Could be worth a shot. We need to find out if Oglin's even going to be there, who's going to be there. They work in shifts.
Now, if you go around prodding people's minds, do they know that you do it?
Only if I like really go in. I can read surface thoughts and they'll never know.
All right. Good, good. As long as he has surface level incriminating thoughts, then we have something to go by.
I mean, if we ask the right questions, it's not terribly difficult.
Do you still have
because
any? Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say that, questions naturally shape the course of thoughts. So
Now, just to make sure the plan goes a
Can't help
little
it.
bit more smoothly, do you have any more energy in you that you might make me invisible?
I could do that once more today, and that would be it.
Because the thing is it could go very sideways if I end up getting caught, and I don't really have any kind of backup plan as far as if things don't go according to my plan. Which is me saying I have no more psionic dice. So
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
been
the
a
thing
long day
is that
for
I
most
don't
of
have a
us.
lot either. If we wanted to wait until tomorrow, I could definitely do a lot more, and then we wouldn't have to worry so much. We could plan to do this first thing in the morning.
all right,
Maybe we could go
so
talk to Moonridge Ravon in the meantime
and while we're
and
talking
see if
with
they know anything.
and we could also see if they can give us the green light that we can go to Hazelford.
Sure.
All right, let's
Assuming
go
we
do
get
that then.
everything we need to done here.
I'm good.
I think it's reasonable.
Okay, let's go find him. The emissary offices or something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like right around the corner or something.
So, who are you looking for?
We're looking for the emissary offices.
Moonridge Ravon.
Okay, understood. Yes.
What if they're
you
getting
are
lunch?
Also...
It's a little late
Past
for lunch now.
lunchtime.
Okay, well, maybe they're getting a late
Everyone
lunch.
in the whole city gets lunch at 12 o'clock on the dot.
Like,
Everyone
we're
else
walking through
seems
that
to.
area
I'm
anyway.
sure
We
they
can
do
still
too.
just take a look.
Everybody. Okay. Yeah, you know where the emissary offices are, or you can find your way from your tour you were given. They're on the far end of the novice hut. It's a simple little area with a few little offices. And the emissary office, you knock in, you're just walking on in. The door's unlocked.
Bo's walking in.
Excellent.
Snow raises his hand to knock, and Bo walks in.
This is like the reverse of where we were going to the shack.
You walk in. It's a small, simple office. It has a series of bookshelves along the wall, some floating shelves, various scrolls, books, vials, and such, but nothing that seems out of the ordinary. It's probably like, oh, a simple health potion or something like that. And on the far end, you see there is a desk, there are some chairs, and you see a woman standing there that you have not yet been introduced to. She, please, I think I got her stuff down here. If I didn't, shame on me. Oop. I didn't. Shame on me. She has kind of an olive tone. She has short black hair. When she stands as you walk in, um, she is fairly tall as she stands, in a similar leather armored attire. And she was actually, it looks like she was in the middle of speaking to someone as you guys walked on in. Um, you see a gnomish girl with very kinky curled black hair. She's in kind of oil smudge stained attire. Um, and they both look at you as you walk in. The woman behind the desk notes you for a moment, looks back at the girl. Um, Perfect timing, I suppose. Was that it? Did you need anything else? And she just kind of half laughing, just shakes her head. Um, she gets up and makes her way. She sees you guys. It is the same gnomish girl you saw at your first test, who appeared to know Cynthia. Same girl who was sitting with Cynthia when you came into the room, Viola. She gives a little wave to you guys. She doesn't look, despite the little laugh, was more for the timing. She doesn't look super thrilled, but she kind of makes her way out. Woman still in the room kind of motions you in. Welcome, 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 welcome. I haven't had a chance to meet you all yet. You were the ones who weren't here when we did our proper orientation. That's all right. You're here now. I'm Bria, one of your novice emissaries. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Oh, there's
How can I
more
help
of you?
you? It's 4 of us.
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
read your handbook? I know you got a handbook. Everyone got a handbook.
Oh,
I just
you
got mine
know,
today.
It's excellent. Short, to the point, gives you what you need. Love it. How can I help you?
do you know where Moonridge or Vaughn are?
I sure don't. Their day off. I'm taking over today. Took their shift today
Do
because
you
they
know where
seemed a
they
little tired.
live?
Yes, we all have our own uh, little quarters down the hall, but you can't just walk back there, no.
Well, I mean, the quarters are there. Can't
Hmm?
we just, like, knock?
I'm gonna say no. I mean, you physically can, as possible. I don't recommend it. Don't do that.
That against the rules?
There's rules, and then there's, well, don't be a jerk. Let them sleep or whatever it is they're doing.
It's past noon. They shouldn't be sleeping. We'd be doing them a favor.
They've been up since the crack of dawn. Give them a break.
All right.
Well, what if we had
Can I help with
pressing
something?
news?
That's what I'm
Or
here for.
pressing... Well, actually, so...
There we go. Now you're thinking. How can I
Well,
help?
so our captain, she's kind of like, under the weather. And
Yes.
so we were also told by some guards that we're not going to be of use for a while or something to that effect. So is there like, can we get like a pass or something as far as like taking a little trip out of town and then coming back
Hoping
to
to go on
town?
leave?
If that's the verbiage we gotta go with.
I mean, if that's the verbiage of you're leaving and you're not coming back for a while.
Well, here's the
and
thing. What if we made it in your best interest? Like, what if, do you have anything like that we can be technically doing something to go to Hazelford on the
Attaboy, now you're
guardianship's
thinking.
behalf?
Yes! Oh, I love when the novices get it. Oh, you're so smart. I love it. Yes. You can find
To
something to
Snowy's
do.
Is she being condescending to me right now?
Don't worry about it.
You can find something to do. Once you find something to do, you can be on your way. And then you still get paid. You don't get paid nearly enough around here.
All right, so what's the thing that we could get paid to do to go to there?
I don't know. I don't have anything for you to do. You can
Okay.
ask.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
You can ask someone
Who
else.
do we ask? Who?
I want to think if anybody needed anything.
Was there anything like
Oh! Oh my goodness gracious. I don't know
Yeah,
if you guys can hear that
I
or
don't know
not.
what that was.
That was lightning
Oh,
directly outside my
Ah.
window. Remember that time I told you it was gonna get real dark?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the middle
A
of
storm was
there's gonna be a
coming through for the
hurricane.
first like hour of this stream, and I was so concerned because it was loud on my side. I
Yeah.
was like, the
No, it's been
power better
storming
not go
here all
off.
afternoon.
Yeah, well, you guys are right, in the path of it, aren't you?
Too much.
Oh, just kidding.
Not this
Okay.
time.
We're in the path of it.
They get some side effects, I assume, but nothing major, if anything.
It's coming up by it's actually hitting here probably tomorrow. But anyway, she was saying
So somebody had a job.
Something to do?
Yes, that's right. Something to do. If you can find probably one of the the watchmen. There's been some shipments that ain't coming through, and
Oh, we actually
they
heard about that from Fate. She's been having issues with shipments.
not the
Don't
magic
mention
one.
names.
Well, I mean, she owns a magic shop.
A
We've heard
magic
some
shop in a
passing
place we
talk
weren't
about
supposed to
some
go to.
discussion about shipments that have been struggling lately. Maybe they were derailed by
Yes.
There's
fate,
too
maybe
many
they're derailed by
rules.
chance, maybe they're derailed by who knows what.
Yes. But they seem to be stopping up in I don't know if it went as far as Dranfield. I think they're stopping in Hazelford. They're stopping in Hazelford. You want to go up to the Hazelford?
If we go up to Hazelford and investigate this,
we would
we'd
love to do that.
And I would need to find a way. You need a pass. I'm gonna write one up for you. And I'm gonna figure
Thank
out
you.
what happens next. Because
Actually-
technically, Captain's supposed to sign in. Clearly, Captain Nora can't do that.
No,
Do you
we've
know
got something
her
else we're waiting for
signature
her to sign
style?
something.
Are you asking me to forward a signature?
Bo, please don't. Please don't.
No.
Please don't.
Please, it's been
You're
a long
so
day.
Clever. You're very clever. I'll give you that for sure. You're very clever.
It simply
Yeah, I haven't
isn't
done
done,
that.
I'm guessing.
I haven't done that since before the first award I got. Those were the days. Those were some wild days. But I haven't done it since then. So I'm not trying to get in the wrong side of the law. That'd be bad.
Yeah, but
but
think about the exhilarating feeling.
Oh,
It coming
Bo,
back.
stop,
No,
Oh,
stop,
shut
stop.
up.
We understand it might take a few days in order for this to be completed, that way Nora is able to actually sign it. We're willing to wait a couple days or so as is needed. We have things we can do around here until then. We're just very grateful for any assistance you can put forth in helping us find a way to authorize a trip that is both helpful to you all and to ourselves.
perfect. And I'll get this started for you, and we'll go from there. What are your names again? I didn't get a chance to meet you all properly.
I'm Bo. And so does that mean you're working tomorrow? So if we come here, we're not going to find out, oh, you're off for the day and that we can't go knock on your
No.
door?
I'm here. Yeah, I'm taking over today and tomorrow. They both needed a rest.
He's, like you said, he's Bo, I'm staying, it's Viola,
Staying.
and Snow.
Viola. Snow. Nice to meet you all.
Hello.
Bria Han.
Well, Bria, actually, another question that
Pleasure is
comes to
mine.
mind. We saw a poster flyer thing for some kind of unveiling tour. What's that about exactly?
The unveiling tour? It's prissy rich people things.
Yeah, well, it's talking about
Elves.
it talked about rules or conduct rules. Do you know what the
Yes.
conduct rules are for this?
I can imagine what they are, but they've not been told just yet, written out all fancy pants by the ambassadors yet. However, getting closer to the date, I imagine once Captain Nora is back up and standing, she'll have a full-on, like the orientation that you missed, have a full-on assembly with all the novices.
We couldn't
and,
exactly control missing that orientation.
Correct, and you're not being blamed for it. It's not like that. It's just
Wait.
you weren't there, and
So, well, no, this is me asking you. So, if it's an
Mhm.
Elvish thing, does Bo recognize the name of what's going on? Some of the names on
yes,
there. 'Cause I
almost
didn't-
certainly.
Okay, because I
Yeah.
didn't initially realize it was an Elvish event.
No, I imagine that the question was more a matter of like, how are they going to handle it? But no, Bo would recognize what an unveiling tour is. It being it's generally a type of, it is a proper touring, so someone of importance is generally coming from Ophidia and coming into the other kingdoms, and it generally tends to appear as more of a showing off than it is of a like, hey, we're nurturing good relations between the kingdoms, but they tell you that that's what it
And
is.
does he recognize the name of the person that's being unveiled?
Princess
Isn't that
Anura?
that's
Absolutely. All of you know who Princess
Oh,
Anura
okay.
is. She is the princess of Ophidia. She's the daughter of the king, and she is like the greatest person ever. Like almost unreal how wonderful she is. There's never been a bad word said about her. She's just so kind and so bright, and everyone loves her. And this is her touring. She's being paraded about, really.
And then this harvest festival, that's in like 3 weeks, isn't it?
2 weeks.
2 weeks? Okay. What's the deal with that one? Is that one just like have fun, here you go?
Basically, it's more for the morale of the city itself. It's it's the start of the new season. A lot of cities will do some kind of something for a festival, bringing in the harvest lamps. So here, what we've been doing is a lot of party games and drinking and eating and art displays, really beautiful art displays. Sometimes people will travel to the city. That's a little more rare. Although I imagine for the unveiling tour, you'll get a lot of people coming through from other cities and showing off all their goods,
Oh, excellent.
especially if Princess Anura is going to be here. I hope we get a chance to meet her. But you'll have all the rules explained to you, probably once Captain Nora is back up and standing.
Hmm.
But
Can we
basically,
How
it's
long do
don't
you
be
expect
stupid and don't
Captain
approach the
Nora to
princess.
be under the
Well, that's
weather?
exactly what I was going to ask. Can we approach the princess?
No, you
No.
can't. No, you can't at all. No, don't do that. Ever don't do that. Might die, and we
Do you
can't help you
have
there.
happen to have an idea of perhaps how long Captain Nora will be out? I understand that this is something of a not an uncommon occurrence for her to be under the weather.
True. I've only ever seen her. Well, honestly, I've never seen her down more than a night. She's always right back up and moving around. But whether she's actually at 100%, I don't know. Um, so maybe I guess tomorrow she'll be all back up and running if it's the same thing we've seen.
All right,
Fingers
thank you.
crossed.
You've been very helpful, Bria.
Now, she's
Excellent.
not
I
up
did my
tomorrow
job.
then. Will you have the slip ready by tomorrow? Because if we gotta be back in less than 2 weeks, I assume we should probably get going sooner rather than later.
Sure. I mean, you don't have to be back, but you probably won't be back. I think it'll be fun. Yeah, I can have the slip ready for you. Just have to figure out the wedding and well, it's essentially writing a blank check, and then the person who actually needs the job done need to know what that job is.
All right. Well,
Shipments to Hazelford. Signed. I'll start with that.
we will be back for that tomorrow then.
And I'll be here.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Welcome. If you need anything, that's what we're here for.
Oh, you said there
Have a
was
lovely
health
rest
potions
of
on the
your
way
day.
in, right? Sorry.
What's that?
Brent, you said there was health potions on the way in that we walked by?
You passed by a couple of floating shelves and you saw some small vials with red liquid.
Oh, I see. Well, if we can have, you said that we can anything that we need. Can we take some of these potions off your hands?
Not yet.
So we can take them when we go to the mission. Because last
No,
time
but
we
you might.
weren't sent on any supplies.
So, according to your handbooks, you're given what is reasonably needed for a mission, for an assignment, and we'll determine what that is.
Well, from my
We'll determine what that
experience,
is.
you guys don't necessarily plan the best thing as far as what you think is going to be needed on these missions that you send us out for. So I feel like
Bo,
it could be
We
helpful
got
to
a little
have
bit
that.
burned by a bad assignment, and we're just taking extra steps to be
Can I
extra
do
cautious.
persuasion?
Bo, she's trying to do a favor. Don't push her luck.
You can roll persuasion.
$10.
So she's just nodding as you're talking and nodding and nodding. Yeah, so we'll determine what you need. We'll take everything into account as to. I'll be honest, I didn't hear the whole account of what happened while you were out, but I'm sure it was
People
not what you were
almost
expecting.
died.
I believe that, and we'll make sure that whatever happens here, it's at least what you're being assigned to do will be very simple.
We appreciate
Keep it
that.
simple for you. Absolutely. Not to undermine anything that you went through, because I honestly don't know. It wasn't told to me yet. I haven't seen Vaughn. I haven't seen Moonridge, so I don't know.
So you don't know if they're all right. Vaughn came back with us, so I know he was okay. Do you know if Moonridge
That's not
injured
true.
or
Let me rewind that. I did see Moonridge, but he just didn't give me the full scope of what happened. He was tired, and I wasn't going to push it. But that's I saw Moonridge. That's why I'm taking his shift, and I'm probably going to take Vaughn's too. Just wanted to make sure I was clear. Not trying to look suspicious like I'm hiding anything. I'm not. I actually don't know what happened.
That's very thoughtful of you, very kind of you to take their shifts. I'm sure they appreciate it, and I'm sure we appreciate all the help that you have been for us today.
Wonderful. Yeah, happy to help. That's what we're here for. That's literally all we're here for, is to help you, to help the captain, and get you guys into being wardens one day, or whatever it is you want to do one day. I don't know. I'd like to
You're
know.
doing a marvelous job.
She
Have a
gives
good rest of your day.
she gives this sweeping bow. And as she does, you can note how she's very muscular. She's not like bulky. She's very like she's got the lean, like notable chiseled muscle. As she stands up again and waves to you guys as you head out.
Thank you so much.
So now we can't do
I
that
believe.
until tomorrow. And we can't talk to them until tomorrow. Are we sure we want to save Seeker's Keep? For tomorrow as well?
I would kind of prefer it just so that we're not going in quite so tapped out.
I think it'd be wiser to wait.
Right.
I mean, we can head over early tomorrow. We can get a early night, go over first thing.
Are we sure we
Maybe
just
we
don't
could
want to
sleep
go
there
and
if we wanted.
knock on the door? Are we sure we don't want to do that?
Why do we want to sleep there?
No, not.
Temples are peaceful.
You slept there?
Outside it.
No wonder you weren't in your bed this
Just
morning.
slept outside?
I think Lear thought we were both dead this morning.
Yes, just
Has-
slept outside. Done it before. Done it many times.
Okay, but you have a room now, so you don't really need to do that.
I mean, I can't necessarily blame her all that much. The rooms aren't exactly the nicest.
But it's a roof over your head.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't need a roof over your head if it's a nice, clear sky. I wanted to sit on a
I'm guessing-
cobblestone or something like that. I would find something a little bit more comfortable to sit on, but I mean, sleeping outside by itself isn't a bad idea.
I mean, no, I've done it plenty of times, but not when I had free accommodations. But I mean, if you slept better than you would have normally.
Sleep and I are not friends. And I think we'll leave that at that.
I mean, I can help if that's a problem. I'm
I'll
not
let
gonna
you know.
knock you out. I feel like you're both thinking that I'm gonna knock you unconscious or something.
I could take care of that if that were the issue.
Right? Look at her.
Viola flexes
No,
in her
but
armor.
Well, it's only like 2:00 here, so what are we planning on doing then?
We
Do
could
we
play
have
Truth or
any?
Dare again.
Well, do we have anything that we need to get out of the way besides those 3 things now?
Nothing that I can think of.
Are you guys looking for where Moonridge or Vaughn are, or you're waiting on that specifically?
we're gonna wait on that, I think.
Bo doesn't want to, but
unless
I don't
there's
think he's going to
something-
convince anybody else to.
Unless there's something that somebody wants to do during the afternoon, we could fast forward to evening.
The only thing
There
that I
are
can think
things
of
that we
Bo
want to do in the
potentially
evening.
wanting to do, but I don't know if it's an option, is to figure out a way to get somebody to add some spells into his book.
There is a section of the Peace District called the Inquirer's Ward. That is where you know that there's a library. That's also where Kepner's Command is, and Stormwatch Tower. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head because I don't think I have that pulled up immediately.
Yeah.
And Stormwatch Tower is a scholarly facility for those who are inclined towards the arcane.
Does he know this?
You had a map. I mean, I think you can probably put 2 and 2 together. They're not trying to keep any of these places secret from you. It's just a matter of where do
Yeah, I
you
guess
want
he
to
does
look.
have a
And so
map,
far, you
so
guys
he's
have
just
not
gonna.
been
I forgot that he
inclined.
has his own map of this place. That
The map he never gave back.
Oh no,
No, I
he
thought
gave back.
the
Yeah,
Peace
he
District
gave back
map.
the piece one. He has the rally.
Yeah. But there
so
are
you-
maps across the notice boards in the city.
So he's gonna go to another notice board and he's gonna look at the maps again to see if there's anything that he wants to do.
Sweet. Are you all together with this? Cool.
I assume so.
Awesome.
Alright, so
you go look at the maps. Everyone give me a perception check.
Dang it! Now I might
Stay
not
and roll
see
with-
it.
Stay and roll with advantage.
9. Can't I just see a map?
22.
21.
22, 21, 9,
10.
10. The boys are just like, maybe boredom hit, and they're just like, what do we do with ourselves till tomorrow? The girls.
Snow is definitely bored.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Bo just keeps
The
trying to get
ladies-
us to do things. Keep him going.
Snow is bored and he's tired. He's moving.
Oh, am I still feeling the same way?
Oh no, you're okay now. I'm kidding. Just
Okay.
kidding. LOL.
You had a
I
But
mean,
the
I'm still
ladies-
tired because it's
Yeah,
been
and
a
rough
long
10
day,
minutes.
but
It was a rough 10 minutes.
yeah. Okay.
The ladies, as the men immediately start looking at the map, you do spot another one of these posters. A wanted poster.
Dan will
I
Take
think
it down
that's
and add
the
it to her
first time
stash.
that Viola has
Yeah, it
seen the
is.
poster.
Yeah.
So Viola's gonna point it out and be like, hey, that's that guy that like butt into the fight with Torval and I.
Oh, he
Do you
butted
think
into the
Torval
fight?
did that?
You think he butt into the fight? That's what you think happened?
Well, kind of. I mean, Torval attacked me for no reason. And then all of a sudden, this guy said that he's the one who hit him first, but I never saw him hit him. I have no idea. But I mean, he seemed like an interesting character.
imagine
I don't
attacking
know.
someone without it being seen.
Well, it's
Wild.
Wait,
well-
Bo, don't you have daggers that you can throw that are invisible? Do you think he has the same daggers?
well, no, you could see the daggers that he throws. They just dissipate
can?
after they hit the target.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought they were invisible the whole time.
You know that nobody else seems to recognize it. Like they don't seem to understand. Like,
Well,
when he threw it at Komagal, it wasn't just like, oh, that guy threw a dagger at me. It was like, what the heck?
it leaves no evidence. There's no physical evidence, but you can see it conjured and thrown.
Well, actually, I think when it happened the first time, Viola was probably walking away anyways, or at least not looking
Yeah,
at him.
you weren't
so-
looking at him.
I definitely didn't see the first hit at least. So yeah, still from Viola's perspective, Torval just attacked her for no reason.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
that guy started butting in.
well, maybe this might be a wild idea, but how about we just take that down and he's gonna start pulling on it.
I'll take that and add it to the stash of them I've been collecting.
Why are you collecting them?
She's
You
a
know that
fan.
guy?
She's a fan.
Just leave it for now.
I have some. Well, I have one, and to be honest, they've only getting bigger in size. Like this is 3 times the size of the one I took from inside. Like
Is
Maybe
this
it's
guy
becoming
famous
3
or
times a
something?
problem.
Go for the good paper at Office Depot.
So he's gonna take that one down.
Okay. But you do see there's a number of places. You see all of the wards that are available in the Peace District. You see the Inquirer's Ward. You see where Saker's Keep is in the Commune Ward. You
So
see the Residence Ward is kind of split in 2 areas, one larger than the other. Champions Ward is further north, I believe. It seems it's more for combatants.
So I think I would like to go check out what'd you call it? The Inquirer's Ward? Is that the one that you were talking about? The tower?
Yes.
Okay. I think I want to go check out that and see if they can fix me up with any kind of starting spells for my book. Seems something they can provide a novice in need with.
No idea. But okay.
That's not how my magic works, so.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
I'm not gonna. Mine's
I
not
mean,
gonna
have
be
you
hoping and
tried
praying
just,
for the
like-
best.
Have you tried just like concentrating on like the beat of your own heart and the wind in the trees?
And listening to the
Thinking
flowers
about like
grow.
the music of the world?
Or, you know,
couldn't
asking
hear
a
them, but
deity
still
for
can.
assistance?
Yeah,
Channeling
They're not
them?
that useful.
I think I'm just gonna try and fill out my book here. But
Alright. I mean, this is free, that's all I'm saying. I mean, not the pan flute, but, you know.
well, I think
Do what you
I think
want.
we
I mean,
can
it's
I think
fine.
we could sort out some kind of deals, being how I'm a novice and they're supposed to be setting us up to be prepared for the world to fight on their behalf. I think the least they can do is give us some.
I mean, Viola's getting free training, so I don't know why
Exactly.
they wouldn't give you free training.
Exactly. And I
I
already
wonder if I
got.
could get some scrolls.
Yeah, maybe they have some scrolls on demand that you can get, or
That'd be
that I
fun.
can get for you if you want.
If you tried stealing from the not mundane arcane, I cannot wait till you see what happens when you try stealing
He
from
didn't
Stormlock
try that.
Tower.
The most
This
one of the
is really
most
fun.
successful
Excellent.
heists he's ever pulled. It was by accident.
Excellent. Yep.
All right.
Is
Well,
that the plan then?
I don't know if you guys plan on coming with me or not, but that's why I'm thinking of going.
Be happy to go with you if you don't mind company.
I mean, it's fine with me. I don't know what the place is gonna be like.
Might as
They're
well,
staying
I
here doing nothing.
suppose.
Right. So it looks like we're off to the tower.
Sweet. So you follow the map pretty easily. You make your way. You find yourself heading towards a section of the Peace District that is much less residential, much more stoic feeling. There is this wall and this large looming archway that enters into a cobblestoned area, and you see 2 large buildings immediately on either end of this area of the district. And then the wall kind of turns and makes like an L and goes off slightly unseen, much further down, like down the road. But straight ahead, closer to you, I believe, is this another quite ostentatious building, arches, reaching up to the sky, multiple stories, lavish. You see gold around some areas and this beautifully cut stone. And it doesn't have a lot of foot traffic, but the ones who do seem to be hanging around by the steps or moving about, they all have this air about them. You can sort of tell uh, that they are scholarly types. Um, there are there's one person who seems to be kind of standing, sort of lookout, not really lookout, but they're standing near these large double doors, kind of watching everyone else about. It is a young man. He has his hair kind of neatly pulled back in this very low ponytail. He's wearing a long robe. It's very basic, but it's long. The sleeves drape around his arms, and he has his hands kind of held together very politely as he's watching about. You see him kind of like snap in the direction of two people, a young man and a young woman who are sitting near the steps, maybe leaning in a little too close to one another as they're talking, kind of snaps for their attention, kind of shakes his head disapprovingly as they laugh at him and then but stop and continue talking. But he notes you if you approach.
Did you say that he was human or he was just like?
He appears humanoid.
Okay. What'd you say as we approach?
Oh, he notes you as you're approaching.
Is he trying to
Waiting
stop
for
us
you.
at all, or are we able to just keep walking?
Not trying to stop you. He's kind of looking at you inquisitively. He might ask, do you need something?"
Yeah, so I was trying to figure out, I'm trying to learn some arcane stuff, and I got the spell book, and I'm trying to see if there's something, like hooking all of us up with some spells in here kind of deal that we can do.
Are you new to the scholarly arcane endeavors? Brand new. You've never touched the grimoire before.
Have I ever touched this grimoire? No. Well, now I
Any
have.
grimoire.
He's new, yes.
Very new.
Brand new. Oh, excellent. Well, welcome. Good to have you. So most of what you'll find in here is going to be those who are dedicated to this art for some time. Now, I will say, if you go to if you go to the library, some of our tutors are there who are a little more. I suppose their time is a little freer. Might be able to help you in there, just with the beginning steps. If you just start writing spells in a book, it's not really going to do you any good.
Yeah, and you said that they're in a library? There's a library here?
Yeah, so
And it's
there's
like an
in
arcane
this area,
library?
it's got everything in it.
Okay.
Definitely,
Ooh,
yes, it will have arcane.
that's exciting.
All right, so you said
Oh
it's
yes,
right
they
over
make
that
sure that
way?
we're prepared here. Yes, and he points to the next building down.
Okay. Well, thank you for your help there. What kind of are there any big names in this tower over here that have been, pursuing the arts for a long time?
Um, well, there's I mean, Sir Oh Juseth is the headmaster here.
Okay, so
He's
it's not like anyone of like renown or anything like that. It's just a lot of people that have been dedicating a lot of time to this.
um something I'd like you to roll here, and I can't think of what it might be. Roll to not wholly offend.
Charisma.
That'd be
Give us
charisma.
a charisma check.
Just charisma?
Not again.
Yeah, give us a straight up charisma check.
22.
Hmm. You start to see his jaw drop as you say, "Oh, just nobody of renown." And then he seems to catch himself as he straightens himself and looks quite put off. He says, I understand you are new to this, but I wouldn't say it quite that way. Maybe you should just go on over to the library, and I wish you the best with the pursuits of the arcane and the deep intellect. You should probably just go.
Thank you so much for your time. What was your name, by the way? I'm
I
Snow.
want to share that with you.
Wait, what was the DC? He got 22.
Maybe this is the better option.
This is still the better of
You're
the
not
like
getting
him just storming off or getting you in trouble.
or casting a spell on you.
All right, well, Bo's off to the library if he's not going to share his name.
Stan will point back at Bo. He has trouble with people sometimes. His people skills are about as new as his magic skills, so we apologize for any offense he may have caused.
I understand. It is a deep and wondrous study, and it's not for everyone, so I do wish him the best.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry, I should not be rude though. And he unclasps his very scholarly hands and holds his hand out. He says, "My name is Herschel."
No, we'll shake his hand.
Such a basic name.
You basic.
Yeah. Herschel, you basic.
It is a pleasure to meet you, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.
Thank you. You as well. Good luck. I understand he couldn't know, but how could you not know? Sir O'Juseth, how could you not know? What is he, an idiot?
He said
He's a
other
bit
than
obvious.
him. He said anyone besides, not...
It happens to the best of us, as I'm sure you understand.
Have a great day. And he kind of
Thank you, you
slumps
too.
against the door. Completely put out.
The
We'll
library.
follow Bo.
I'm guessing Bo's already inside the library at this point then.
It's a little bit further down the
Oh,
block.
okay, cool.
They could probably catch up to you easily enough. The library is not nearly so magnificent as the previous, but it is still a lovely made building. It looks like care was put into it. It does have that steepled front anyway as an entry, but when you walk in, and this one is not being locked or anything, as you walk in, you're just entombed with shelves and tables and chairs for people to sit and study, sectioned off neatly, even books that look like they're well, no, not a single book is turned out of place. It is pristine in there, and neatly organized. So you see a number of people walking through. They're also in some kind of a little more decorative of a robe, um, kind of trailing about. They look like maybe they work there.
All right, so he's gonna go up to them, and they look like a human.
You choose one to go up to. She turns around. She has this very long, pale green hair. Turns her head, and you do note there is a bit of a curve to her, or of a point to her ears. She appears to be a half elf.
Oh, it's like half elf.
Half elf. She appears to be half elf. Yes. But the elven features seem to. Well, for you, the human features are pretty notable. But she does look quite pretty for a human. For a half human, half elf.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's her curling eyelashes.
Excuse
Can I help
me.
you? Yes.
Yes. And before I forget, what's your name?
My name's Maria.
Hi, Maria.
Good
My
job.
name.
You're doing great.
So my name is Bo. I think I'm getting the hang of this.
Is that really still going?
5 hours is
We
a
probably got
long
another
time.
hour or so?
5 hours.
Oh, man.
A long
Hour or
time.
two?
So
Most of the day.
I got this spell book here. It's gonna pick it up. The thing is I don't have any kind of spell formulas or anything like that in there. And since I'm like new to it, but also like a novice here, I don't know if there's any kind of way of like hooking a novice up with some starting spells inside the book.
I suppose it wouldn't work quite that way to just hook a novice up, as you say. But I'd be more than happy to sit with you and go through some spells you might be interested in that would be at a beginning level.
Yeah, something like that. That kind of works. Also, you got a lot of books in here. Do you have like any kind
Yes.
of do you have any kind of way of like looking up authors of said books? Like quick references, like an index, I think is what sometimes call like some kind of Dewey system.
Oh, well, I'm I'm unfamiliar with Dewey. However,
He was
Yeah,
a
they call it
brilliant
Reginald.
sorcerer.
It's the Reginald system.
oh, I see. Reginald's a little more familiar. Um, we do have systems for tracking, of course, otherwise we'd be lost in our own knowledge. But yes, of course. Was there something specific you were looking for?
I was looking to see, and I mean, well, I can just can I just look it up on my own time, like after this? Is that like a public reference thing, or is it kind of like gotta tell
Yes.
you and then?
No, not at all. If this is something you'd like to do on your own, you're more than welcome to pursue the art as you please. I might recommend you find a tutor, and I'd be happy to take some time if you wanted.
Oh, I mean,
It
like
just may take you longer.
no, I'm saying like if we're getting the star and stuff, that sounds good as far as tutoring goes. But I'm saying as far as like looking up the book thing, I might just do that afterwards, like looking up authors.
Oh, you wanted to come back another time and utilize the system and then find the books you were seeking on your own? My
S-
understanding?
Yeah, so I'm thinking tutoring,
Yes.
then book finding, all in like one visit.
Oh,
Just
I
tell
see.
me what you want, and I will look for it for you while you're being tutored.
Yes, we could start with that if you
I'm
wanted
not
to speak
100%
first.
sure if what I want is even here or exists. Okay,
However you'd
yeah,
like to do it would be perfectly fine.
let's go ahead. Let's get some tutoring done, I guess.
Uh, certainly. I think I have the rest of the day free if you have time. We'll begin immediately. There's so much to learn. I hope you're not. I hope you're very patient with yourself if you're new to this.
Yes. Well,
You're gonna do
Wonderful.
so great.
historically that is not the case.
Have you already eaten today? We might be here a little while.
I have actually eaten.
Oh, wonderful. Have you had the brisket at the Wild Pike?
Yes, actually I did. Is it still on my breath?
It is phenomenal. Oh, no, not at all. I didn't mean it that way. I only mean to say I had some myself. It was delicious. And I was listening to some wonderful music being played. Some of it was a little bit off, but you know, some days people have off days. Now, if you're ready, I'd be more than happy to find us a corner. We can begin with the basics.
Okay, that works. Yeah. And then he's gonna go to Snow and be like, okay, so admittedly, this might be a little bit longer than I thought. So how about you look up a first name, look up any books that could have been written by an Erdan, Erdan, um, or check out potentially anything by Anwyn, Anwyn.
This sounds really boring.
Alrighty.
You have fun. I'm gonna go outside. And Viola
Are you sure you don't want to join in?
Nope. I'm just gonna go outside and swing my sword around. That sounds like way more fun to me.
We made this an exciting learning episode. We're going to school today, guys.
I already did that once today.
Aw. Okay, so Snow is going to look up those names. Viola's going to go. Are you staying in this district? In this
She'll stay
She goes all the way
nearby.
back to the rally district.
Rally.
She's like, I'm so bored.
I'm just gonna go
Goodbye,
visit Nora
I'm gonna go
again.
see Nora myself.
Maybe she's
I
up
will
now.
make her hand sign.
No, she's just gonna go outside and see if there's just like a empty-ish kind of area where she could just like practice swinging her swords around, maybe play with her dagger a little bit, throw it at a tree or something.
Okay, that's fair enough. And Stan, what are you doing?
Sam will look for books on languages.
Excellent. So let's have Stan and Snow give me investigation checks. Bo, are you sitting and letting her properly teach you?
Yeah.
Beginnings of okay. You will assuredly be here a while. And she's more than happy in her soft way to sit with you for as long as you need. She'll probably keep you for just a few hours.
Yeah, I
but-
mean, it didn't seem like we had anything else going on, so we'd rather get this out of
Sure,
the way.
yeah.
Please.
So essentially, you begin with her, and she starts with the very basics of just, the knowledge of the arcane, and each stroke of ink that goes in the grimoire is not just ink, but it is itself part of the spell you plan to cast.
So some things, could he maybe fast forward her through them?
You
Things that he doesn't remember from when he was younger. If he does remember it, he's gonna be like, "Can you move forward?" Things that he doesn't remember, he'll be like, "Ah."
Give me a persuasion check.
26.
She is, as she begins explaining these things, some of this knowledge is coming back to you, and she is actually very impressed that a lot of these really basic ABC concepts are hitting you so quickly. That yeah, you get through this. The 3 hours that she's willing to sit before she's like, you need to rest probably and go eat dinner or something. You get a fair bit of just that groundwork done, and she seems encouraged that if you wanted to attempt maybe to like mimic her in putting a spell, at least one spell in that book, that she might be willing to do that with you. The investigation checks.
That was a nat 1.
Awesome!
Is there any way Bo can inspire Snow?
You
You
can
didn't
tell
take
him,
a level of bard.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Right?
just saying. Anyway.
You want to help him search? You can tell him.
I mean, he gave him the name.
You can tell him why you gave him those names.
How would that help his search?
There isn't really a reason why you can help his search. I'm just throwing
I
you a
see.
bone there. Otherwise, no. What did you roll?
So for the first name that Bo gave me, that's an 8.
That was the one I was most confident that might have a book.
What was the first name?
No, will
That was Erdan.
that was Erdan, yeah. And he'll also look for the other one, Anwin.
Enwin? Yeah.
Anwin.
All right. Oh, okay. I did ask you to roll the investigation. I only asked you to roll once. Yeah, it's those names are not popping up. Or maybe you're not sure why. Maybe you spelled it wrong, or maybe he spelled it wrong, or maybe you're just not focused where it's meant to be. Because it's a magical system that's like, so when you guys go to search, right? It's very similar to one of those like card indexes, but everything is glowing. Like if Stayan did detect magic in here, she'd be blind. But the cards are like visibly glowing, and as you're attempting to search these specific names or these specific topics, things come up, but they're just not quite what you're looking for, and those names seem to be missing the mark.
Is he
So
gonna?
you're not having luck with there.
Are you telling Bo that you have no luck before the thing
No.
goes out?
Yeah, just let him sit for 3 hours and learn. I'm down.
Can Snow look up some other things?
Absolutely. Let's have this be so if Bo's gonna be here, it's essentially gonna be the rest of the afternoon. Especially if he'd like to go longer because he's very much impressed Miss Maria. So
I mean, he'll
we'll
go as
have
long
what
as
you
he
guys would
can to
like to do.
get stuff in that book.
You could definitely, if you stay longer, you could now get one spell in the book. But it would take you the rest of the evening. You'd be very hungry afterwards because you probably missed dinner.
I mean, there's a snack right in
Or
front of
ready
him.
for dinner anyway. The what? Wow! Dang! You know it'd be good too. Anyway, so the rest of the evening, what were you looking for, Snow?
He would also like to try to find anything related to the crown.
You can give me an investigation check with disadvantage.
There we go. When I roll 2 dice, they both go up.
Oh!
We're no longer in single digits.
You just needed leverage.
So that is an 18 with disadvantage.
Ow. Okay. You find a book that is it is definitely discussing darker magic that probably veers lines of morality. Um in it, should you choose to look through it, it definitely discusses one thing certainly points out or stands out. There is a crown, a type of magical crown in there. It's not quite the same as the one you saw, but it does have like influential powers over the wearer. Definitely appears like cursed, curses and things like that. So it's the crown that you found is not the only one of its type that probably has some kind of influence and hold over the wearer or even people who are within its vicinity. It could be a number of different types of influence.
Okay. Are there history books here?
Certainly, yes.
Then, since Bo is making a whole day of this,
Welcome to the library episode.
he's also going to try to find anything about the temple to Unload that was near the hovel that we had our assignment at, the one that was in ruins. He wants to see if he can find anything regarding anything that happened there in the history archives. That's a nat 1.
Oof.
See, I need to roll 2 dice.
Roll with disadvantage all the time. There's your 2. You find books on Unlow, but you don't find it'd be overwhelming to try and parse through them to find that specific temple.
So he sees like the enormous amount that comes up with that and is just like, that would take years.
What is this?
So scratch that idea.
Bored
Don't
already.
have that kind of patience. And instead he's going to look for legends on ASMR.
Okay. That last search took you a bit. Give me one more investigation, and we'll see what Stan is up to.
That is another nat 1.
What is happening? You really do need to roll at disadvantage.
See, if I roll with disadvantage,
Let's see.
that got me up to a 7, which isn't great, but it's better than a nat 1.
Not a 1. Stop helping people. Gosh. Um, you're not too surprised that you don't find much. Azamar are not common in the least, but they are less common than even tiefling. So you really just have the stories that you've ever heard as you've traveled. Stain, was there anything else you wanted to look for?
Don't think so. She probably just found somewhere nearby to sit and is pondering everything that's happened lately.
Okay. And Viola is outside.
Viola's gotta go
Swinging her
tan on.
sword. Heck yes. Heck yes. Viola, while you are outside, how about you give me a perception check? I heard
22.
that. It was such a solid sound. It was wonderful. A 22. As you are outside, you you're out for a while. For a while, you're fueled by, okay, you've got time, you're kind of sparring with yourself a little bit. You get attention from a lot of people who are clearly not fighters, such as yourself. You're a bit of the outsider in this scholarly ward. However, you, oh, how much time has it been? Okay. What you do notice is that in this area, yeah, it's pretty stuffy. But if you head further down, you do at one point you hear kind of a small like maybe a little explosion. Not something like dramatic like it's shaking the whole city or anything. It's more almost like a firework or like a firecracker going off. And you hear some low laughter, some little calls. It kind of draws your attention. And what you see over there as you make your way, passing the time, is a small group of people. It looks like a mixed bunch. Some humanoid. You see some that are. You see one. I'm not sure how familiar you are, but this entity is much more bird than it is human. But all of them are in this kind of like patchwork armor. It's like some leather and then some straps of metal on them. And in that group, you see the woman you had just seen over in the Valley District. She's not wearing big fat goggles on her head anymore. But you see her long dark hair and that leather armor she had been wearing, and she's among this group kind of laughing as they're looking at some item or something among them and joking about it. You see them. It seems much more entertaining than what those scholarly type are doing.
She'll walk over and say hello to Zavia, something like that was her name.
Ziva.
Ziva?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she'll walk over and say hello to Ziva.
Ziva spins around, almost knocking into you. I was gonna say looks down, but you're probably taller than she is. Sees you and smiles. She looks kind of tired. As if whatever shift she had over there was a long one. She otherwise looks happily surprised, like, oh, I didn't expect to see. I don't know. You don't seem this type. Hi
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, I'm not. That's why I'm outside. Remember Bo, orange hair?
Mm-hmm.
He's inside
Funny
trying
one.
to. Yeah, he's many things. Funny is one of them. He's inside trying to learn some spells or something. Looked like it was gonna take a while. Not very good at sitting still, so I figured I'd come outside, move around, swing my sword some, and I just heard you guys making a bit of a commotion over here. What are you guys up to? Sounds exciting.
Well, uh, welcome. You found your way to Kepner's command. It's pretty exciting on this side of town. uh, so this is my friend, and she points over to a young man, has kind of like floppy dark hair. He does in fact have goggles on his head. They're not the same exact look, but they also look kind of ridiculous. Um, he's the one who was working on that little project that I definitely did not have with me. um, this is definitely where the cooler sorts hang out. I just figured I finally had a chance to take a break at last. Oh, Vaughn finally took over. So I can finally get some sleep.
Did
Eventually. I don't
Nora
feel like
ever
yet.
wake up while you were there?
I don't think so, but he wouldn't exactly let me go back inside and look. He was very protective.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that about him. Kind of makes me wonder if he fancies her a bit or something, but who knows? It could be some sort of brotherly
Ooh.
thing as well. I mean, you never know.
That doesn't sound nearly as fun. Could you
But
imagine someone like him trying to compete with someone like Captain Elkin?
I haven't met Captain Elikin yet, but I'm very interested to see what he's all about. I've heard some interesting things. He seems like quite the character.
He's pretty great. He's pretty great. Captain Nora is a lucky lady, but he should be back tonight. Honestly, I mean, if you happen to find your way over there, well, he should be back before tonight.
I heard he got called back from assignment. Um, so your friend here, so you make inventions?
Some. Did you want to give one of these a try?
Would you happen to have anything that helps with like seeing at night? My friends, for some reason, have all been blessed with night vision, and I've been left in the dark, both literally and figuratively.
Aw.
Really? Is that all?
I mean, if you have
Oh.
something more exciting, I'm happy to try out more exciting things, but that's just what comes to mind for me at the moment.
It was Viola, right?
Yes, Viola.
And she puts her arm around you, Viola. You're a few inches taller than her, but she puts her arm around your shoulder and she motions towards the building behind you guys. This one also has that steepled look to it, but it is this amazing amalgamation of like one light marble pillar and one deep onyx pillar. Each step leading up is a different color, maybe even a different material. Um, and she guides you up towards these doors and she says, "Welcome to Kepner's command. We have so many fun things to show you." And she will lead you inside to enjoy that for a little while. Um, if there isn't
Oh,
anything
I have one more thing.
immediately. Okay.
Just at the end of his thing, because
Sure. I was gonna say if
that
there's nothing immediately before you, because you're probably the last person.
yeah,
Or else you're gonna be sitting
I
there.
just didn't want to forget this and having to start over with him just being tall again. So at the towards the end, I guess he is going to um sorry, what is your name again?
Maria.
Uh, Wait, what did you say? I'm sorry. I can't I didn't hear you.
Maria.
Maria, so
Hmm.
question for you. So I'm gonna
Yes.
be heading out of town shortly, and it's gonna be on the road for a little bit, and I wouldn't want to necessarily fall behind on what I'm practicing here. Is there any way that I can leave this book with you, and you fill it out with some more things that I can practice while on the road, and then once I get back, I can show you how far along I am, so that way I don't fall behind on anything here. I just practice it on
Well,
the road.
I understand, and I'm very glad that you don't want to lose any of this brilliant knowledge that you're taking to so quickly. But I cannot put it into the book for you because that would be half of your training gone. What I can do, perhaps, was there a particular spell you were looking to practice?
I mean, there are multiple spells I was looking to practice.
Well, there's only so many I can help you if I gave you a scroll to look at.
Okay. What about shield? Not well, the mage armor.
Mage armor. What level spell is that?
It's a 1.
One.
First level spell?
Yeah.
Okay. Um okay.
I was gonna start.
Yeah.
It's level
Ninth
5.
level.
So what's a wish spell looking like?
Could I perhaps
I really
learn
wish.
vulnerability?
How's that
Power
true
word
resurrection
kill.
going?
Don't be suspicious.
I can just pick that up real quick.
She give me a persuasion check.
15? Yeah, 15. Oh wait, no, that's perception. So I rolled a 13, so that'd be a dirty 20.
Okay. She smiles at you and she says, "Your wit in order to keep yourself safe is absolutely stunning, and I think you're going to go very far in the arcane arts. Let me prepare something for you before you leave, and we'll see and make sure that you have some training for the road. As I said, I cannot put the spell in the book for you, but I'm sure by the time you return it will take you no time at all."
And what was the spell that they already put in the book? Because you said they had enough time to put one in.
Yeah, I were all the spells you gave me they were all first level because
They
all
were
just the starter
cantrips in
ones,
first
right?
level. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the cantrips.
Okay.
Well, we can add that for you.
Cool. It would be
Mhm.
all right. Yeah, I'll figure out which one of the 3. And then
Excellent.
also I'm just curious because you seem quite astute on things. Have you ever heard of Erdan Liadon?
Ardan Leodon, the sorcerer, yes?
So you have heard of him.
Oh, yes. Ambassador is very well known.
Ambassador. Okay.
Oh, yes.
So what exactly does he do right now?
As far as I understand, he often is doing mentorships between Ophidia and Yerusha. So he'll speak to, either he'll be guarding and teaching as traveling with envoys. Perhaps he'll stop in cities and teach there as well. Very knowledgeable.
Has he ever
Very
stopped here?
stoic man.
Have you met him?
Yeah. Yes, but only once.
Oh,
Right place, right time.
how long ago was that?
Let's see. It's 3:49 now. Maybe 30 years ago?
Okay. Interesting. And anybody else with that last name have you heard about? Do you
I
know
know his
much of
family.
Yeah, do you know much of his family? Like, do you guys get to talking?
No, not really. Not much. He's not a very chatty man, except, at least as I recall, he might have changed in time, but he's an elf, and so 30 years doesn't mean much. But no, I don't know much about his family. I know he has a few children. He has a wife. Um, I haven't heard much of her. Perhaps he wants to keep that to himself. Family matters. Um, hmm. Oh, was it something specific? Trying to jog my memory.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of curious if he's the only one that, like, his name spread around, or if there's some other people in his family that's just like, oh, that person off did this.
I will say, I spent more time near Ophidia in my youth, and in that time I know there were at least one other, political sort, maybe one militaristic, but I don't pay much attention to that. Um, The political, one of his sons, I believe. I think he's done some great things with himself, but he tends to be
Of
more
course.
Ophelia as far as I understand.
Huh? Oh, nothing. I mean, politics, gotta love them. And what was the other one up
No.
to?
Something militaristic, I believe. But just the name seems to be familiar. I don't think Don spoke of him himself. Which makes me wonder what the others might be up to. I think that family is off to great things, all of them.
Okay. But you just don't know about, like, you don't know about um, any of his daughters, because from things that I've heard, is that they can do some magic. So they've never really done much outside
I
getting a
haven't
name.
heard. I haven't heard much of daughters. Oh well. So the last time I was in Ophidia, and I was only there. I only went as far as Marin's Eve. I'm, blended and all that. But, um, I recall maybe someone was some little shop. I think was trying to be bought. I don't know how that went through, but maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Um, was it something to
But
do with necromancy, perhaps?
wait, so she was
Hmm.
buying a shop?
I
Uh,
think so. Again, this was quite a
Was it
while ago.
called the Scarlet A?
I don't know. It was only the beginnings of anything. If it became something, perhaps. But I don't recall exactly.
Do you recall where it was?
Marin's Eve.
Marin's Eve.
That would be the last stop that anyone really could get into Ophidia before you entered territory that you'd need a pass to go any further.
Oh, okay. So you would need a pass. It's in Marin's Eve, and it's a shop of some sort. Does
Yes.
the
But
Scarlet
Marin's Eve
A
is a large
mean
pub.
anything in necromancy? Because you said it was a
God.
necromancy shop.
Not a term specifically, but it's a title of a shop. I imagine it's something cute and kitschy.
Yeah, I'm sure she's very cute and kitty.
Kitschy.
Catchy, sorry. Very.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you for your help. And then you said you were just gonna give me a scroll to practice?
I will search for that for you, and before you leave, I can have that ready. When are you heading out?
Potentially tomorrow evening. If not, maybe the day after tomorrow.
All right, well, make sure you stop in before you leave.
Yeah, if
I'll
I'm
see what I can
able
do.
to get in, then maybe I can get another one in this book too, so then I'll have 3 things to practice.
That might be asking a lot.
Well, we'll
You
see.
are at the beginning of your studies.
Well, I mean, we had a good start. As you can see, I'm not exactly new to all of it.
Oh, no, clearly you've got some experience.
In fact, I've attended um, some seminars by Erdan. So
You don't say.
I do. So yeah,
Wow. Incredible. Maybe you could get a third spell in. We'll have to see.
yeah. So yeah,
Hmm.
I've heard a fair share of lectures.
Now you've got me curious. Now I'll have to go look this man up again. I hadn't thought about it in 30 years.
Does that mean you have some
Oh,
books in here about him?
oh, certainly. I'd have to find them, though.
Well, if you could also, like, while you get that scroll prepared, prepare any of like the books that you have on him, or if any of his kids wrote a book, because I would like to take them out if that's possible, and then bring them back.
Let me look. I'll get what I have, and we'll see what we can do. You really ought to go eat some food, though. We've been here quite some time.
Okay, that's a point.
Hmm. But
So
this has been a pleasure, Bo.
yes, it's Bo.
Yes, and a pleasure.
Yep.
And she'll begin like closing up the books that you were kind of looking over and studying from, and she'll start packing up your little study space, and she'll remind you, if you wish to come back anytime upon your return, please, I'd be more than happy to continue to learn with you. And maybe, we'll have to see if we can get Lord Erdan to come out, perhaps. Wouldn't that be something incredible? To come here? I wonder if we can speak to the Peace Watch. See if maybe the Peace Watch Patriarch could do something for us. Maybe we should be so lucky. Maybe with the unveiling tour. Wouldn't that be something?
It would be a thing. In fact, yes, I can barely contain myself.
I see. Well, Bo, it's been a pleasure, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Your studies have only just begun. We've just scratched the surface.
And to himself, he's like, I heard that before.
Sorry?
No, to himself, like he's thinking to himself
Oh.
that he heard that before.
Bo was muttering again.
No. I think he's gonna head off.
All right. And I think we'll fine tune what everyone is, certainly what happens with the rest of the evening in our next session. Sounds good? I know Josh could play all night.
Always.
Perfect. Fantastic. This is fun. This is exciting. And now I get to say goodbye to people, and I have a thing for that. Oh, look, here it is. Hey! So thank you from all of us here at Tales from the Catacombs. Catch up and recapture your favorite moments by subscribing to the channel. We appreciate you journeying with us to bring clean, wholesome content to the world of tabletop RPGs. We upload new content from our tabletop adventures here all the time, and we promise it is worth your while. And after discussion with our production team, so to speak, which is just us, we will determine...
The production team of 5 here.
It's great, and we work efficiently. We will determine exactly where you can catch these sessions live twice a month. If we return to Twitch, then the link will be in the description below. A particularly huge thank you to my players, David, who plays Bo. He streams on Twitch under You Hate to See It. Catherine, who plays Stayin, and she dabbles in her various geek circles on Twitter and Instagram under A Catholic Geek. Cassie, who plays Viola, and she can be found on Instagram at Coffee, Koffeeh, and now also on Twitter under Koffejh. EEJH? EEJH. There you go. That one doesn't fit the rhythm as well. Sorry, Cassie. And Josh, who plays Snow, and you can wave to him when you find him right here with us. I am Brenna. I'm your storyteller for this adventure, and we'll see you back here next time. Safe travels until we meet again.